2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The following video may contain content parents may find unsuitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, it's Hunger again, and it's time for yet another weekly live podcast stream. But this time, there's terrible weather outside, so there is a chance that, things happen. But, Archer Oliver is here. Hello, Archer. Oh my goodness. Oh. I took a break yesterday. I usually take Fridays off, but lately I've been playing Zelda on Fridays. But this Friday I took a break. Needed some rest. It did a lot of good today at work. Last Sigil is here. Hi there. So yeah, I'm doing some pixel art. I know it doesn't look like anything right now, but we'll get there. Okay? You gotta trust me. This is a very, very ambitious pixel art piece. Caps Lock Prime is here! Yeah. Yeah, the last one we were doing, the Sailor Moon piece, we ended up hanging the maps up in my castle. It looks glorious. And this one is going to be way bigger than that. So, yeah. Alright, not a problem, Archer, thanks. Oh my. Just looking here. Did I throw any of the new stuff on the playlist? No, I haven't done that yet. I probably should, though. Yeah. We get on the music player here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see, music library. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let me add to copyright free playlist right there. Okay, just add a Banana Storm. Yeah, I noticed. I appreciate that too. You know, at one point I wrote a parody of the original US Pokemon theme with Pokemon Clover themed lyrics. I ought to pass those lyrics to you and see what the AI could do with them. I have to find them first, but as soon as I find them, I can transcribe them and send them to you. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I gotta put that one on there. Let's see. Adding keyboard warrior. There we go. Gotta add that one. Let's see. Is this one already on the list? Playing the OG Thousand Year Door. Go ahead and add the Blue Clown Monster song. That one's good. No Flavio glitch. I need to go through and rename all these tracks that I got off of that CD, because I have a CD that has like 80-something tracks on it, and most of them are like short little meme type clips, but I need to go through and rename all of them, because they're all just named like track 1, track 2, you know, that type of thing. I've only renamed a few of them. Anyway. Infernal Forging is about Zelda. Chunkly. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a weird look for her, honestly. But I tried like 2 or 3 different prompts to get that image, because yeah, they kept number one, it kept not giving me 4 images. It kept giving me like 2 or 3, and they all had like problems. Like, you know, she would have like, you know, not enough fingers, or like too many, or yeah. Like, or she would have other problems. Yeah. So, like, there was another one that was paired with that one, and it looked really cute, like it was anime style and everything, but she had a headband on. And I'm like, she doesn't wear a freaking headband. Yeah, give me a second, I'll get that going. Alright. Creepers, unite! Alright.
Howdy.
Hi there.
Hi.
I haven't done anything with it yet, but I boosted your server today, so you actually have like 16 more slots for sound effect or for your soundboard.
Okay.
Like, if you want to fuck around with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be cool.
Like they gave me a free month of Nitro, and I was just like, well, fuck it, might as well spend it, on the one Discord channel I'm actually only on.
All right. Works for me.
Yeah, I saw you boosted the server earlier today. So.
Boost. It was a boosty boost.
But yeah, I'll go down the list of all these new songs under, and I'll tell you which ones are worth listening to. Like, because the AI, I mean, yeah, they did, there were a few of them. I mean, the album I put together out of them, I did everything. It was like, if it gave me some result, I was like, well, fuck it, I'll put it on the album, even if I don't like it, somebody might.
Right.
So it was like, I love Caps Rock. I thought that one was cool. Like, I wanted a song that almost sounded like that. Like, and just the way it came out, perfect.
Oh.
Dungeon of High Scores, I thought was kind of cool, but I was like, it is kind of sad though. It's just kind of like, it's upsetting almost. Like, there's no positive to it until the very end, like the very last line. I'm like, well, that's kind of disappointing. I do like it though. Keyboard Warrior is cheesy as fuck.
I love that song.
That's why I said. That's why I said it's cheesy as fuck. But that's why I said it's got to exist. That song has to be. It has to be around because it's one of those things you would like see somebody post on like TikTok memes and shit. Like, it's so. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it.
Well, I already
the
put,
building brown bricks one. That one was.
So.
Yeah, the brown bricks one. I thought was kind of lame. Like, I just did it because I wanted to see what a country song would be like, and it was like. I got the one line. I got him to say the line. That's all I wanted.
Sometimes you just need one.
Blue Clown Monster.
That was
Blue Clown Monster gets stuck in my fucking head.
Right.
It gets so stuck in my head.
End,
like I'll be
like the main chorus. You're searching for the blue cloud monster. Like that's so,
yeah. Like, and I'm sitting there fucking.
Catchy.
I'm sitting there fucking work, and it's literally just playing in my head. And it's like searching for the blue cloud monster, and I'm just like, oh my god. I wrote a good song. Well, I didn't write a good song, but I prompted an AI to write a good song about fucking Blacephalon of all fucking things. like it sounds so fucking cool, and it's like when you realize it's a Shiny Hunt song.
Yeah.
It's about shiny hunting. It's so good.
I wrote it's like a really soft, like quiet song about Blavos. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
There's another song on the album it's like an instrumental I wanted to put on that I think you should add to the playlist. It's just called "Oh Fuck, Here Comes the Boss."
Oh fuck, here comes the boss.
Jeez.
Like, it sounds like boss music. I was like, dude, this sounds really cool.
Right.
I forget where I made it a while back, like a few months ago, and I was like, well, I'm adding it to the AI list. Banana Storm is epic.
I put that in the playlist.
Banana Storm is epic. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be so. It's so very focused on what it is.
Yeah.
Nightmare of Nuts, getting a rock song with Nut Jobber in it. It's cool, I guess. Lo-fi hip hop to slack off to. I love, but that's just because I love the joke of it. Like, because it's like,
yeah, instead of studying, we're slacking off. Yeah.
There's another one, another instrumental that's on the album called "Angry Genesis Noises,"
Yeah.
and that's exactly what it sounds like.
Cool.
Stoners Can Never Win. It was
Never win. I heard that.
the song version. I actually could sing along to it now.
Oh my.
Like I'm just, like that's so great. Like I'm sitting there. Like I'll sit there. I'm like, stoners can never win. They can't talk about. Like you could just sing. You could sing along to the fucking like. It's great. Like
Yeah.
all right. So let's just keep going. Scroll of Madness was. It's basically the angry version of lo-fi hip hop to slack off to. Like it almost exactly like it seems like the same subject matter, but it's supposed to be about watching YouTube.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It didn't work too well. Infernal Forging mentions Moblins a lot, and I like it because I like that kind of music. I had it read a copy pasta called Mommy Milkers or some shit like that.
Oh no.
And it skipped a line from the fucking copy pasta. So but I left it on the album anyways because it's just like it's stupid, but it's funny.
Right.
Llama Fury, that's the only song in this that I edited. I actually put some edits in there. Because of the Llama Fury one, I fixed the hook.
Oh, okay.
They put the hook in a weird fucking place originally. Like it's I didn't cut it. I didn't cut it where they put the hook in at, but then there's like this weird like drop. And where I put the hook instead, I put it like right after the second verse, and it just flows a lot better there.
Oh, okay.
But that was the only edit that I've done.
Huh.
Another, let's see, and then the last some track was the Battle of Zebratopia, and again that was another one I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a lot more positive or whatever.
Yeah.
And it went down the road of like, okay, everybody's dead.
Everybody's
I'm like, that's
died.
not what I wanted.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted at all.
Everybody died.
I wanted it to be an epic like clash between the zebras and the pigmen.
Right. Yeah, and then it just winds up with the pigmen killing everybody.
I mean, yeah, I get it. That's why the zebras are no longer in the realm, but still.
Right. Oh man.
But yeah, that was my AI concept album.
Yeah.
And I'm using it for obviously like better things than songs like "I Glued My Balls to My Butthole Again" or "You look like you could use a fucking lamp."
Oh, no.
These are actual AI songs.
Right.
These are actual AI songs that other people have produced. I mean, you look like you could use a fucking lamp is fucking hilarious.
Right.
But it gets old fast.
Right.
Like the channel that does those songs, like they all have very similar ideas to them. Like they're all just let's make stupid jokes about farting and ball sex and everything. Just make them all oldies. These are the AI songs that are getting produced right now.
Yeah.
Like everybody's using AI music right now to make comedy.
Right.
And I love it better that way. Like I like it more that way.
Yeah, I think it is better if you don't take it too seriously. Because when you start taking that type of stuff seriously, it's like, listen, you know, it ain't all that. Like, you know.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't. It's good for.
It's good for what it is.
I guess it's good for getting ideas, I suppose. Yeah. Like, if I wanted to, like, say for instance, like I wanted to go back and I was like, what if I wanted to use like one of the beats that was generated, or if I wanted to use like the lyrics that they generated specifically, but nothing else. Like, and
Yeah.
I can do that much. Or say I'm a terrible singer and I need some backup.
Right. Well, like you
Like,
can take that
it-
blue clown monster and like extend that out and make a longer version of it.
exactly.
You know,
like a full version of that, like a
add
fucking
like
5-minute version of that
another,
song.
like 2-3 verses and make like a whole freaking song of it, and then just keep coming back to that chorus line, searching for the blue clown monster lost in a kaleidoscope of color. Like,
yeah, it's so fucking
it's
good.
so
It gets
catchy. Just
like the only thing I've noticed with it though is that if you keep the songs that you're working with, like, and you keep going, it will actually, like, over time you'll start seeing patterns arrive in the lyrics. Like, you'll start seeing them copy the same fucking, like, in one or two lines here and there. And I started noticing that towards the end. So if I do any more of these down the road, I'm just gonna start fresh.
yeah, you should. Let's see. I don't know. Like, see, if it was me, I would do a bunch of fun stuff. But just like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I want to do a song called "Like a Marionette Whose Strings Have Been Cut." Because it's a line that it's almost an inside joke at this point, because it shows up in every volume of the Overlord book series practically. Like,
make a Japanese that you can do it in other languages too. And one of the ones I thought, because what would be kind of funny would be do a Japanese song called "Sore wa Himitsu desu." It's like, what's that mean? It's a secret.
Yeah. But yeah,
it's just I always love that line in anime, because it's always the way they say it. It's always so playful.
Yeah.
Like I haven't watched Japanese. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would do one called Naruhodo.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just those Japanese meme phrases that they use in a lot of anime.
Dude, you could make a song called "Omae wo Shinderu."
Yes.
You were already dead.
You're already dead.
And then just go for it. Like, that would be so.
Oh my
epic.
god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Japanese power metal.
Yeah.
and it's just the fucking lines from fucking
Shinderu.
That would be epic.
But yeah, like, I get the feeling I would enjoy that way too much.
I feel like it's worth creating an account just to see what it's capable of.
Well, see, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I've mentioned this a couple times already, but back in January, I submitted a book that I wrote to a contest for J Novel Club. They're doing a novel contest. Anyway, the story's already passed the first round of judging. And if it passes the second round, then regardless of whether or not it wins, like if it wins, great. I'll get it published on J Novel Club and everything like that. And if I get the grand prize, then I even get a manga adaptation of it, which would be even more awesome. But if it doesn't win, I'll probably self-publish the thing after it gets whatever exposure it can. And then if I decide to do videos on it and whatnot, I could make it so I could make a Japanese theme song for it.
Right?
So yeah,
it's like People have to come to your channel exclusively to watch the anime series for.
Yeah, I could just make my own anime, like one, crappy self-animated short at a time. But
well, you see, that's the thing, though. That's why we wait for AI to start getting better to the point where we can just have the AI do the show too.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna need you to animate this for me.
Artificial intelligence, the great equalizer.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
I can't say that because it's like I had talent before I used this fucking program, but I just feel like it allows me, it makes it faster.
Yeah.
That's really what it does. It just makes the hard work easier.
I would love it if you could make a So one of the things that you see in credits for animated stuff all the time, especially like old hand-drawn stuff, is in-betweeners, right?
Yeah.
So they'll have one artist who does keyframes, and then they'll have other artists who do the frames in between those keyframes. That get you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be really cool if there was an AI program that would do the in-betweener stuff for you, and then you just have to work on doing keyframes. Yeah.
I think that is a thing.
Like I feel like
I don't know. Like this
like
sounds like something I would have heard of before.
If it does exist, I feel like it's probably not that great yet. Because if it was really good, then you would see the credits for these shows start to shrink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you really would.
Because if it
but
was any
the thing
good,
is, though, is I feel like that's a thing that is like within like the past year or so. I believe I've heard something along those lines.
Because one of the main things that's deterring that type of thing right now is that
that would make adapting comic books into shows. That would make it so fucking easy.
Yeah, but I think one of the key things that's keeping that from happening is the AI laws that we have here.
Yeah.
So, like, right now, you're not allowed to copyright a work that an AI did. So, if you go online and you have an AI write a song or make a picture for you, that's public domain. You can't copyright it. Nobody can. But it's kind of a gray area if you were to use it for in-betweening keyframes, because it's like, well, I designed those keyframes, and those keyframes are my copyrighted work, but the AI just did everything in between those, so it's like, so that's why I was like, I think that will probably, because rather than all animators and animations being replaced by AI, I think that's probably going to be the way that the animation industry goes, as far as using AI to do things faster, is just
they'll draw out the storyboards and everything, more or less.
Storyboards and the keyframe artists and everything like that, but the in between work will start being done more and more by AI, and that's once the AI gets good enough to do it, because right now AI still has lots of problems. So once AI improves enough, I think it will start taking on a lot of that work. I
do want to point out just how scared of AI the comic book industry has become recently, in the fact that both the recent Marvel and DC Comics line's main stories involved them having to fight evil fucking AIs trying to take over, and the good guys and the bad guys having to team up to take down the AI. It's fucking funny, and it's almost like, because I'm like, well, they just wrapped up in X-Men, the Fall of the X-Men storyline, where Orcus more or less basically got taken over by a bunch of Sentinels. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Who want to wipe out all the both mutants and humanity.
Uh-huh.
And then DC on their side, it's like, well, Batman, an evil Batman, basically put his mind into a bunch of Amazo robots, and now they're going to take over all of the world with those. And it's like, huh. Like, oh, the parallels.
Yeah, no, it's pretty obvious that they're, what they're going for, like it's everybody talks about that incident with War of the Worlds, right?
Yeah.
Where War of the Worlds supposedly inspired like mass panic. Because
Well, it was because of the way it was. They didn't. Because they didn't announce prior that it was going to be radio broadcast. They basically were just reading it as it was.
Thing, and those stories about the mass panic, it was all made up. It was something the newspaper put in as a hit piece on radio because they were afraid of radio taking their jobs.
Was it?
Yeah, there was never any mass panic. Like, there was maybe 2 or 3 people that were confused. Everybody else understood what it was. There was not this huge panic like they tried to blow it up to be in the paper. They were just trying to make it sound like like radio needed some more regulations or something, because they were trying anything to get radio to go away because they thought it was going to take their jobs at the newspaper, and similarly, some radio stations tried to badmouth television when that came along, and TV is bad-mouthing the internet right now. Like, so it's one of those things where, whenever
video killed the radio star.
Yeah, whenever a new media type comes along, the previous ones will start using whatever influence they think they still have to try and fight against
the devil.
But yeah, that War of the Worlds thing, that was there. Like I said, it wasn't ever that bad. The paper that printed that was literally just sensationalizing it, trying to, trying to give negative publicity to the radio and everything. And I think it ultimately kind of backfired. But yeah, it was funny. Like, because
I'd only vaguely heard stories about that, like, over the years, or years and years and years back.
Because a lot of people believed that newspaper article and thought that there was this supposedly hundreds and hundreds of people who thought that there were actually aliens invading, because of the way that the story was presented. And it's like, no, people really kind of were smarter than that. Like, they just, it just wasn't, it was a
It's
slow
like,
news
wait,
day.
you're saying aliens are invading, but if I look outside,
Right.
Nothing's there.
Right. So yeah.
But yeah, as far as new stuff in the realm goes, the Armadillo update dropped this week. So we have wolves now. We have all the different wolf variations.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask about that because it's trying to get me to either opt in or opt out of Realm stories.
You might as well do it. It's basically like we could take screenshots and shit and post like make a message board in the game for the realm.
Mm-hmm.
And it also allows you to schedule. It also allows you to schedule times. So like you can say like every Saturday night at X time, this is when we're all going to be meeting to stream or whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's simple shit.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to opt into it.
Okay. Yeah, because it was asking me if I wanted to opt in or opt out. Because it says it keeps like a timeline of things going on in the realm and stuff like that. So it's like,
Yeah, like it'll actually keep track of like our playtime and stuff. Like and tell us like how many hours we've actually been in
and
the
that's
realm.
why I wanted to talk to you guys about it because some people might think that that's kind of like a violation of their privacy or something. Like, so I just wanted to check and make sure
I have spent more time in the realm than anybody. Right. I can assure you.
Right.
Feel free to let everybody know how long I've spent in this game.
Right.
I've done nothing but make a giant monochrome tree.
Yeah.
And make a house for myself.
I mean, they gave. I think it's kind of weird though. Like the way you get the armadillo things dyed, or the fucking wolf armor. You can only dye it with cauldrons. It looks like I tried dyeing it. I tried dyeing them in the like a different way. It just wasn't doing it.
Huh.
They say there's supposed to be like thousands upon thousands of colors, and it's like every time I try dyeing them in a cauldron, it only turns into one color.
Huh. Wild.
Like even if I put in like a second one, it doesn't re-dye it. That's why I've been going around and trying to collect all the other fucking like the villagers that dye leather and shit, because it's like I can't get dyed leather armor for some reason. Like I can't get it in the non regular colors. Hi, cat. You got them big fucking hunting eyes. You got them big, I want to fucking kill something eyes at the moment. Here, say hi. Say hi. Fine, no say hi. Go play.
Go.
It's
play.
We kept. Yeah, I've actually like exactly like what's his face from the fucking Turtles movie.
Yeah.
But no, we kept the last kitten. We had to get rid of all the other ones. Sadly, there were just too many cats. It was becoming too much of a problem.
Yeah.
But they're happy. They actually have a farm that they're hanging out on. Tank sleeps inside of a rusted ass fucking old car out in the middle of a field. Like that's her fucking house now. And Ajax has a whole bunch of like he goes over to one of the neighbors' houses and they have a bunch of female cats.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a harem.
Oh jeez. Just plowing the shit out of them.
Oh, I couldn't think of I couldn't think of a better fucking fate for him. I'm happy for that man. I'm proud of my little Ajax. But no, but yeah, we kept the one kitten. His name is Bandit. He's a little fucker. Like he's adorable. Like what he'll do is he's like the kind where he wants to play all the time. Like so he'll grab your hands and he'll try to bite you, but it's play biting.
Yeah.
And then he'll lick your hand immediately afterward.
Yeah. Jeez.
I was saying my one rule was I didn't want to teach him early on that hands were toys. Because I don't want him fucking attacking people.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
But at least he's friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So I was thinking about I was actually thinking about your mural that you're making And you were saying, are you going to do? You're doing the sprites last, right? Like you're going to put them on there
I was
after you
going
do
to do the background first, and then try to put sprites, like overlay the sprites where they look like they were like on the stage.
Because my thought was, if I can figure out, because I don't know how big the sprites are, but if I can get, if they're only like, no, they're going to be bigger than 64, aren't they?
Yeah,
I think I think they'll be like either 64 or 128 at largest.
So
I think 128 would be way too big for us, because this is like what, Super Nintendo?
it's a Super NES. They're Super NES sprites, I believe.
Yeah, it's not going to be 128 pixels or tall. But because my thought was I could probably put the character sprites inside of a but I could probably put the character sprites inside of a what the fuck are those called? The ticking areas, so that they're constantly loaded, and then have it where I have it on a I have a clock, more or less. Like I have I basically make a clock that allows it to scroll, but I don't know how I'm trying to describe this. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I want to try to make animated sprites.
So
That
I have,
when you put the picture up.
So I have the sprite sheets. I sent them to you.
Because the way I was thinking of doing it was you put the sprite inside of a ticking area, and and make several sprites, actually, like do like 3 or 4, like I did with the fan, more or less, like the fan in the Pokemon Center.
Yeah,
but do that with the sprites.
So you could take the sprites, like on Chun-Li's, what is that, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th row there, where she's doing the lightning leg. You take those and put those on a ticker. Anyway.
You said 6th row?
Yeah, the 6th row of Chun-Li's.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot of sprites.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
it's
literally
like
every
something like
bit of her repertoire as far as her animations and things. So.
But yeah, something like that. Like putting each one of those, make each one of those an individual sprite, or make each one of those an how would I do this? I would probably put each sprite like on a separate vertical plane, and then I would have it where the commands would more or less just they would, go to that specific vertical plane in the ticking area. So like you could stack like a bunch of those sprites on top of each other, and then just have it recall which sprite you want it to go to.
Right. Just make like an animated GIF sort of a thing.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Just, I don't know. Maybe we could do their victory poses instead, because they both have like victory pose animations that they could do. So, yeah.
Hey, fucker, stop it.
Cammy's is 5, I think. Chun-Li's, yeah, Chun-Li's is like 5 or 6, I think. So,
I mean, it's going to be a while before we get to that, but I'm just saying it would be possible to do like an animated sprite for it. And it would actually make the poster look really fucking cool. I'm not even going to lie.
Right. Would the poster be able to do the ticking too? Is that?
Yes, it would.
Oh, that's really cool.
If, like I said, that's why I said if we put the sprite in like a ticking area, that's why I was wondering about that. Because if we put it in the ticking area, then we could, then it's always it's always there.
That's really cool.
Like the way I believe it would work, though, is you would probably have to be holding the map to make it update. I don't. No, wait. I would have to look it up exactly to see how it works.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a way possible to make animated like maps.
Yeah. Speaking of spoilers in the opening, Nick mentioned was saying that as a joke. But anyway, I was watching. I was watching it's one of the anime that's airing this season. It's called Studio Apartment, Good Lighting, Angel Included. Anyway, like, the dude mentions kappas like twice in the episode, and like, it's a series where he's basically got, like, he's working on a harem of monster girls, you know. And he mentions kappas like twice in this episode. I think it was like episode 3 or 4 or 5 or something like that. Anyway, he mentions kappas like twice during the episode, and I noticed during the opening there's a blue-haired girl who's holding a bunch of cucumbers, and I'm like, that's a lot of cucumbers. And then he mentions kappas twice in the episode. I'm like, oh, that bitch is a kappa. Because that's like a thing in Japanese folklore, is that kappas like cucumbers. So, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I'm like, those spoiling ass motherfuckers. Now I know there's gonna be a kappa.
Yeah, I love when you can catch shit like that.
You know, and I know what she's gonna look like. So when she shows up in the show, I'm gonna be like, that bitch is a kappa. Oh, man. But yeah.
Knock that shit off. Like, he thinks he's sneak attacking me.
Nah. He thinks he's being sneaky. That bitch. No.
Like, the clothes basket's right here, so just chuck them in there.
Oh, man. Speaking of putting cats inside of stuff, I read an article. Like, I saw a thing, and it was basically somebody was sending an Amazon package to somebody, and they accidentally sealed their cat inside of the box and mailed it across country. And I'm like, how
was it alive or dead when they opened it?
It was still alive, apparently, but like, I'm like, how do you accidentally mail your cat? Like, like, how the hell do you not notice the cat is in the box before you seal it? And once you seal it, how does the cat not flip the fuck out?
Right?
Oh, right.
Because if you've ever tried closing a cat up in a box, you know what happens.
Yeah. How do you get that? How do you get that thing more than 3 inches without knowing that there's a fucking cat inside
exactly. Of it? How did you do it? Like, that's got to be a chill ass cat. That cat must have been drugged. Like, I don't understand. Like
maybe it was like fucking.
Some cats.
Maybe he was actually put in there by Garfield.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
to be sent to Abu Dhabi.
Garfield was trying to send Herbal to Abu Dhabi again. I'm telling you. Like, but yeah, no. Some cats are super chill, but like most of the time, you put a cat in a box, and you like, because the cats will jump into a box voluntarily. They're fine with it. But as soon as you close the lid, and especially when they hear the tape going on, they're gonna be like,
oh yeah.
They're gonna flip the shit out. Like
anytime the box moves even slightly.
Right, yeah, like they're gonna have to carry that box to the door or something. Like, like how did the people at the post office not realize there was a live cat in that box? Like,
I must have been sleeping the ass off because it was late.
They had to have.
Oh, hey.
They had to have drugged the shit out of that cat.
Oh, hey.
Just saying.
Sharpino sent me a message.
Yeah, no, you were saying that he sent you something. Like.
No, he just now.
He
He finally responded to me after ghosting me this morning. Like he sent me a message at like 7:30 this morning, and I mean he's in Australia, so I get it.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, "Hey man, how you doing? What's up?" I'm like, "Oh hey man, I haven't heard from you in a while. How you been?" Nothing. It's 12:30 at night. And I'm streaming, and and this is what he wants to talk. I'm sorry, bud. You're cool. Yes, I have version 1.3.3. I've been replaying it, he says. No. We're working on 2.0, homie. It's like just the other day I watched a clip of apparently like the noon raiders or whatever they are. They go and break into Polk's house, and he throws one of the guys in an oven.
Oh God, man!
Like this actual just watching the animation for it in and of itself is fucking hilarious because it's not going to be in Clover, and that's the funny part about it. Like, because the whole event is you're seeing the event take place from two different perspectives. From the noon perspective, you actually get to see them orchestrating the raid, and then from the Clover side, you get to there when the raid has already happened, and you're basically just clearing the people out.
So Solus, did you just fill this place up with chameleons?
There's only 3 more colored chameleons. That's all. I just.
It's okay. I have a bow and arrow that automatically targets. I can jump in the realm and just shoot the fuck out of them.
I was just trying to figure out why there were suddenly all these chameleons in the building area.
What I find, what's weird is for some inexplicable reason.
Show up here, like this is in the
like
end.
For some inexplicable, yeah. I was gonna say the pets add-on. They add the pets to the end, and I'm like, are they in the Nether too? Am I gonna find fucking pets floating in lava?
I know. You go down to hell, and there's gonna be pets in there.
Yeah, I just forced.
Like this dude's fucking resilient,
right? I mean,
at least the wandering trader gave you enough, or gave you space. This guy doesn't care. He don't give a fuck.
Right. Like, buy my aminals right now. Buy them.
Meanwhile, his cat is fucking the yellow chameleon over there.
My animals with their weird ass shadows.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I love the add-on. I do. Don't get me wrong. I do love the add-on. I do think it's a great add-on. I just think that they're like the shadows are like my biggest issue with it. Yeah. I just think it's weird.
Aminals.
Why they appear everywhere?
Oh, dude, they added. There's a new add-on that's like I forget what the hell it's called. It's one of the new furniture add-ons, but it adds over 1,000 new fucking blocks to the game. And it's not just furniture. Like it adds new crops. It adds chiseled wood types. It allows you to combine like certain types of blocks together to make like patterned bricks. Like all kinds of neat things, but it's like it is like I saw I have to post the video that I saw earlier about it, but the only downside is like like I said, it's 1,000 blocks, but it's $8, so it's like Is it worth it?
Yeah.
But
Well, the thing is, I still have ass loads of Minecoin from that earlier incident, so I don't care.
but
I
one
don't
of the
care if it
things I
costs a
did
little
see.
bit because I can actually use that Minecoin for something. Yeah.
But one of the things that I did see was that it tries to give every stone type like bricks and everything. So there are like calcite bricks and shit now.
Nice.
Like yeah, like so it's a pretty good update in that regard. But like I said, it's really up to the buyer, like up to buyers if it like because I every one of these these add-ons before I ever recommend them to anybody, I would want to try them for myself, like separate from the realm.
Yeah.
But like I said, like I tried because I that's what I did with all the free add-ons and stuff, and that's why we got the pets in here was because I went and tried all the free add-ons that they had, and I was like, which ones or which one is good? Well, the pets one, yeah, the pets add-on seemed to be the only one that wasn't like weird in some way. Like the dragons one looked cool as fuck at first, and then you realize that they spawned in everywhere, just like the fucking the pet guy does. But imagine that for dragons.
Oh my god, that would be kind of
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah, they
pets,
have-
but also actually dragons.
like it sound like at first it sounds cool, but then it's like, yeah, but then I gotta play the whole fucking realm with this.
Right.
So like that's kind of the thing I think about when I ever suggest any sort of add-ons or anything to the realm is the longevity of the realm itself.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to put anything in there that's gonna make it turn to shit fast.
Right.
Oh, Siege was talking about Grums.
yeah. I thought.
I actually know that guy. I don't know why I know his name.
because the petition that he was trying to get people interested in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Tell
I don't
them
know.
fuck themselves.
I mean, I get it. Like, I understand why he's upset about that. Like, I mean, my thing is, it's like PlayStation does that to a lot of their import games. Like,
Right.
PlayStation is more censor happy than even Nintendo is in that regard.
Yeah.
Like, there's some games like that'll come to the PlayStation that'll be like PlayStation will be like, we have to put like bright fucking flashes over this part, and then the Nintendo version of the game's like, nope, you can see full titties here.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, well, it's funny because Nintendo used to get flack for censoring all their games because of the Mortal Kombat thing, but like, look at them now.
I mean,
Look at them go.
right? Like they just don't give up. They don't. I mean, the
I played
Nintendo Seal
Omega
quality
Labyrinth
doesn't
Life,
exist
and
anymore.
apparently that shit got censored on
Huh?
like most
Oh.
other platforms it was on. But I played it on the Switch. Nothing. Anyway. But yeah, so Siege and I were hanging out the other day, and we were having a conversation, and he was talking about the new Star Wars game, right? And and he was talking about how they bowed to pressure from some entity or another, and they were and they made the female protagonist not attractive. Let's say, like she's kind of. So anyway, and he was saying that a lot of people are getting tired of this crap, and he hopes the game doesn't sell well. And so I was like, man, if they're telling you to make the protagonist ugly, then just make it an alien, right? It's a Star Wars game.
The thing is people are complaining. People have been complaining because of the group Sweet Baby. But then it's like you look into it a bit more, and it's like Sweet Baby's just one fucking company out of literally dozens upon dozens of companies that do the same fucking thing. Like, and they all have like similar looking names, and like it's more systemic than you would think. Like these companies basically, like they say that they strong arm. I don't think it's strong arming. So, it's just basically threatening these people, going by saying it's like, well, you don't want us to be spreading this about you on Twitter, or saying that you guys are these kinds of folk.
Right. Sorry.
Like that's basically what it comes down to. But the thing is, though, is these days people don't give a fuck about optics anymore. Like, I mean, like you can like.
Okay, so Rude is in chat asking a question. So it says, do y'all have drain flies in your bedroom? Because I'm doing a commissions and I have a effing million. What do I do? Okay, so one of the things that I do around the house to try and cut down on the flies when the weather starts getting warm is I put fly strips up in strategic locations. And some of those strips have hella flies on them, so they work. And I actually have a fly swatter in the room next to me right now, just in case. But yeah, for like the little bitty crappy ones, that's usually kind of the best way to get rid of them is the little fly strips. Nat side, yeah, the little bitty ones. Yeah, so like I said, I get the little fly strips there. Like Raid makes them. A couple other companies do too, I think. But basically, they look kind of like a little roll of film or something, and you pull them out, and then they like thumbtack into your ceiling, and you just hang them there, and the flies will land on them because they're stupid, and they'll stick to them and die. So,
if you ever go to like, another thing I've noticed that I've done from time to time is like just get like a spray bottle, with rubbing alcohol in it. Just fucking spray like little bugs with it and shit. They die immediately.
Yeah, you can also get like flying insect spray. They make like this all-purpose flying insect spray. It doesn't kill like literally every type of flying insect, but it covers a pretty broad swath. Yeah, if you're using the air cleaner for the air duster for the computer, yeah, that doesn't usually work that well. I've tried that shit too, just in a pinch, but yeah, I got like a can of like all-purpose flying insect spray at Walmart like a couple years ago, and I still kill bugs with that shit sometimes.
I don't think you can do the Pit of 100 trials. Yeah, you can do the Pit of 100 trials on level 1. Well, not level 1, but like low levels. Like, it's designed to be beaten early on.
Yeah, I've seen.
Like you just have to have skill. That's really what it comes down to.
I've seen a bunch of people do challenges of pre-hooktail Pit of 100 trials.
Yeah, when I get down there, the first time I get down there, I usually make it to like 50 on the first go.
Yeah.
And that's before like doing any like real training for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after I beat chapter 1, I usually go for like 30 floors because I'm insane.
Yeah. But yeah.
But then after I beat chapter 2, I go for 50.
But anyway, to get back to the story about the
Go ahead.
the conversation I was having with Siege. So I was
Sorry.
like they should just make the protagonist an alien, right? And I was like she could be from the planet.
That's exactly how they pronounce it too.
Yeah, exactly. You have to pronounce it just like that, or you're doing it wrong. They consider it insulting. Like
Planet. No. You said it all wrong. It's planet.
Yeah. And I was talking about how Palpatine tries to destroy it with the Death Star, and the laser curves sharply right before it gets there because it doesn't want anything to do with it.
Right, yeah.
Speaking of things nobody wants anything to do with, I'm just gonna fucking spoil the ending of Velma for everybody.
Oh,
she just gets fucking killed by Scrappy Doo. That's how the series ends. Thank fucking Christ.
Sweet. I feel like
I'm sorry, I can't feel bad about spoiling that series. Nobody liked Velma.
Yeah. Nobody liked it.
Nobody.
There was that one animated deal that was better than the entirety of that series, where it was it was quote unquote Velma, meaning the original Velma, and then Scooby Doo is this bizarre interdimensional entity or whatever, who's
where was that? I saw that a week ago. I was like, this is fucking funny. This is fucking awesome.
That shit was that fucking thing was better than the entirety of the Velma series. It's just so freaking good. But yeah, no, I saw that and I was like, oh, that's fucking metal as hell.
I my favorite Scooby-Doo interpretation though is still how the Venture Bros did it, where each one of the members of the Scooby Gang was based off of a real life serial killer.
Oh.
So Shaggy was the son of Sam Killer, and he kept seeing Scooby was telling him to do things, or Fred was Ted Kaczynski, who was it? I forget who the other two were, but yeah, it was but they were all based off of serial killers and stuff, and they did it and then they die in the episode, obviously, right off rip. Because it wasn't even about those characters. They break into the fucking Venture compound. The episode's about a Frankenstein monster that they bring back to life.
Oh,
and the Scooby-Doo gang just happens to show up.
Oh my god.
They're like, I swear I killed these guys before, man.
Oh no. But yeah, no, I think my favorite Scooby-Doo crossover has to be the Johnny Bravo one.
The Johnny Bravo one, yeah.
That shit was fucking gold. It worked so well. That scene where Johnny and Velma bump into each other.
Oh, my glasses. I can't see anything without my glasses.
She's like, my glasses. I can't see without my glasses. And then Johnny's like, my glasses. I can't be seen without my glasses. And then they put each other's glasses on. It was so freaking good. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this shit was awesome. But yeah, it's just the jokes and everything were just so on point.
See, I thought, what was it? There was a crossover episode that was the Scooby Gang meets with Steve Urkel.
Oh no!
And this happened in the 2020s.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's well beyond its expiration date.
Right. Yeah, sometimes that
It
shit
was still a good
just makes it
episode
funnier.
for somebody like me. Like for somebody like me, it was like a good episode
Yeah.
because it was like nostalgic. But that was the only reason why. Like little kids
Yeah.
wouldn't have got why some of those
why
jokes were funny.
That was great, yeah. But yeah, I don't know, like, you know, there's yeah, one of the things that I thought was really funny was back in the day, Scooby-Doo did, you know, because they used to have like this Scooby-Doo movies series where they would like cross over with like different franchises like all the time, you know, and one of them was the Addams Family. Like they did a Scooby-Doo Addams Family crossover, and the character designs that the Addams Family had in that crossover were based on the comics. You know, because it was an animated crossover, and so anyway.
And they were the first ones to do it, weren't they?
Yeah. So anyway, when that Addams Family CG movie came out years later, and everybody was like, "Oh, these character designs are weird." I'm like, "Wait a minute, I've seen those character designs before." And I brought up that Scooby-Doo thing, and I'm like, "Look, they did it. They used those same designs
You're right. I could have sworn the same thing. I swear I saw them before too.
Yeah. So
you're right.
So yeah, and then I looked it up, and it's like, oh, they're based on the comics, and it's like, oh, okay, so they did that all the way back there, and then they brought it forward here. That like the only difference between the character designs from the Scooby-Doo crossover and the CG one is that Wednesday has nooses in her hair, and that was kind of a new addition that they did for that movie specifically, because she normally doesn't have her hair done like that, so yeah. But I thought the nooses were a good touch. I thought they looked great, So, but yeah. But yeah, like I just love little things like that where they go the extra mile to make it look good, like because in isolation that special looked kind of weird, it's like because you're not used to seeing the Addams Family animated, but then. In context later on, it made a lot more sense, so, but yeah, but yeah, no, I thought it was just lovely,
yeah, it's, yeah, similarly to that actually though, Hunger, it made me, or the other day, I came to the realization that I am actually not a true Transformers fan.
Oh yeah.
Because it didn't occur to me that in the original G1 animated series, Shockwave was more or less just like a background character.
Yeah.
Who barely had any fucking mention and everything. And I'm more familiar with the comic books version of Shockwave. Yeah. Where he actually was like he was Megatron's second in command.
Yeah,
like shit like that.
Yeah, Shockwave in some of the comic book continuities was actually the leader of the Decepticons for a while.
But that was the Shockwave I was used to. But then I found out the other day it was like you go back and watch G1 and it's like he's just barely there.
He is kind of barely there because you see him in episode 1 and he tells Megatron as they're leaving Cybertron, Cybertron shall remain as you leave it. And boy did it ever. Like he just because there was still fighting going on after Megatron and the Autobots left because there were still Autobots and Decepticons on Cybertron, but like it's basically just like little it was just organized Autobot resistance and then Shockwave just maintaining the status quo. Nothing really ever changed. Nobody ever got the upper hand or anything. So because there was because they lacked a deciding factor, for literally billions of years, or millions of years. So the and then you see Shockwave is like permanently stationed on Cybertron throughout G1, so you never see him except during scenes on Cybertron. And since most of the action in G1 takes place on Earth, you barely ever see Shockwave. so it's like, because anytime they're on Cybertron, he's right there front and center. Like, but they don't visit Cybertron a lot during the series. So
Yeah.
when they do the Stunticon, the introduction of the Stunticon, that two-part episode, Shockwave's in that. He's in the thing where they're trying to do the space bridge, and the first time, they said he's in there, but he's not like super relevant to the events going on. He's just kind of that character on the other end that they're bouncing stuff off of, and there's actually a point in G1 where Starscream thinks Megatron is dead, and he contacts Shockwave to tell him, hey, I'm the new leader of the Decepticons. And Shockwave's like, Megatron's indestructible, see you later, bitch. He basically just blows him off. He's like, Megatron's indestructible, no freaking way he's dead, talk to you later, bye. So that was pretty funny, but so like I said, it's and that's another thing, is that Shockwave is just like completely loyal to Megatron as well, and I like how that plays into his character in some of the later Transformers series, because he was very monotone in the original Transformers series. He was very much like just the generic robot voice, and part of it was because he didn't have a face, so there was no need so they basically just said, hey, there's no need to be expressive here, he doesn't have a freaking face, so he just has that one glowing eye or whatever. But like in Transformers Prime, like they worked that into his character to where he's like this cold, emotionless, logic based thinker, like. Yeah,
and that's from the comics too.
Yeah, because he's the Decepticon's only scientist, really. Like like the Insecticons will do stuff occasionally, but most of the ingenuity on the Decepticon side is coming from Shockwave.
Yeah, and because I believe at one point the whole reason he became leader of the Decepticons was because he said it was the logical thing to do.
Yeah, it's the most logical thing at the moment, because that's why he follows Megatron, because it's the most logical thing to do at the moment. So it's just, but yeah, he makes for kind of an interesting character because of some of those character traits. But yeah, which is funny because like on the surface he's just so bland, but but yeah, and of course he turns into a giant freaking cannon, which is which they make use of in the Bruticus episode when they introduce Bruticus for the first time, because Starscream.
How many of the? Sorry, go ahead.
So during that story arc, because it's 2 or 3 episode mini thing. But anyway, so Starscream goes to Cybertron and basically steals the sparks that he steals a group of sparks that he wants to use for the Combaticons that he just built. Because Megatron exiled him to like a desert island, and he just built a bunch of robots and using wrecked military hardware that he found on the island, and then went to Cybertron to get personalities for them. So he stole a bunch of sparks, goes back, gives them all, puts all the sparks in there. But the sparks he took were basically robots who had been put in prison, and they had been as part of their sentence, their bodies, they basically lost their bodies, so he's basically taking convicted criminals and putting them in these robots, and he's controlling them because he didn't give them a part that allows them to make use of any energon they take in, so they're basically on borrowed time, until they help him get those parts, right? So call
Hello,
you James
Kirk Cousins on top.
because your username is weird. Okay, James. But yeah, but when he goes, they end up going back to Cybertron later on, and they have a big fight with Optimus and Megatron and everything. And during that fight, Shockwave transforms into his cannon mode, and Bruticus picks him up and starts using him as a pistol. Just starts shooting everybody with it. And it's funny because when they did the Combiner Wars, or I think it was Combiner Wars or Titans Return Bruticus, the joke is that one of the they made a Legends class Shockwave that turns into a little gun, just so that Bruticus can hold it.
Ha!
So you can have Bruticus using Shockwave as a pistol. So because he's got his normal weapon, but then he's got this Shockwave pistol.
See, that reminds me of like the Legends Starscream figure that actually came with the fucking crown.
Yeah. So they do that type of thing occasionally, and it's hilarious. Like, you know, I love it when they reference stuff like that. You know, it's just because, like I said, that, you know, because that Shockwave being in the toy line at the same time was a reference to that thing, and I was like, oh, I gotta buy this little Shockwave now so I can have Bruticus using him as a pistol.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, and it was funny too because there was another Shockwave, and there was a deluxe class Shockwave that was around at a similar time. I think it was an earlier toy line. But anyway, that Shockwave, that one technically transforms into a spaceship, right? But the engineers who made the toy snuck in a cannon mode. You know? Like, they basically have a little thing where it's supposed to be like a quote-unquote flight stand for the ship, you know? But if you just take the flight stand off, there's a peg that the flight stand connects to, and you can use that peg and put it and have a robot hold it. Now, most robots are not going to be strong enough to actually hold his ass up, but because he's a deluxe size. But it's still funny, you know. So, you know. But yeah, so I think what I did with it, because at one point I actually managed to balance that peg on Bruticus's shoulder, so I turned him into a shoulder cannon. But yeah.
Damn.
Oh man. But yeah, like, you know, because the pistol thing is cute. It's just, but it was just, you know, it's just funny, you know, because if Bruticus was if they did Bruticus the same way that they did that Generations Devastator, he would have looked a lot more natural holding the deluxe Shockwave instead of the Legends class one. Because the Devastator I'm mentioning, so when they originally did the Combiner robot toys in G1, they're all incredibly tiny. Like, they're smaller than Legends class are today. And I don't even know if the class is still called Legends, but they're like these little, but they're all very tiny robots, right? And
I don't remember the names of all the different sizes.
So yeah, but anyway, in the original G1, they were all incredibly tiny. So you'd buy these incredibly tiny robots, and you'd put them together, and they'd be about as big as like Optimus Prime or something, like just a regular Transformer, you know, like so they kind of sucked, you know. They didn't have that. They didn't have like kind of the gravitas, the grandiose sort of thing. So when they did the Transformers Generations line, Transformers Generations was a way for them to kind of do new, like, basically versions of older characters, but with newer engineering, right? And one of the things that they did for that toy line, Transformers Generations, was they actually did toys based on the video games that High Moon did. Like Transformers, War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron.
Oh, those figures.
So they did figures for those, right? Well, one of the characters or groups of characters that shows up in those games were the Combaticons, and they do have a thing where they combine to become Bruticus, I think, in the second game. So they did figures for them. And there are actually two different versions of these of the Bruticus figures. And one of them has the game colors, and that's the more popular one. And the other one was like the retail, kids will buy this because they look like Skittles colors.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the one I ended up with. And the problem with that particular Bruticus is that all of the Combaticons were deluxes. And that ended up making the torso look really tiny compared to the rest of it. Like, the proportions were off. So, like, it made it look like the arms looked like the gorilla arms, and anyway. So the proportions were just wrong. So there were actually third-party companies that put out like a bigger center bot and that made the I think the character's name is Onslaught. So they put out a bigger version of him.
Onslaught.
I think that's the leader for the Combaticons. But anyway.
Oh no, that's also a name in X-Men in the X-Men animated series. It's going to be big in the next couple weeks.
Right. But anyway, so. But they had that. So there were third-party companies that put out their own version of that character to solve the proportion problem, and it would come with like other things to upgrade the overall combined mode and make it look better. But anyway, so they learned from that, and so when they started doing the Combiner Wars toy line a couple years later, they had the Central Bot, the Torso Bot, as a Voyager class, which was slightly bigger than a Deluxe, and then the limbs as Deluxes. Now, they ended up doing a Devastator. And this one, instead of selling the robots individually like they had with all the others, they sold it as a set with all 6 robots included. But they were all Voyager class. So, like, every single one of them is huge. And when you put them together, the resulting robot is, I think, like 18 inches tall or something stupid like that. Like, it's gigantic. And, I really wish they had given that treatment to more robots, to more of the combining robots. They did that same thing with Predaking, and I ended up not having the money to buy it at the time. But they did do that with Predaking. They made a really huge Predaking.
I know. Predaking has some really awesome figures.
Right. But anyway, but yeah, I really wish they had done it with the Dino Combiner, because they did a Combiner Wars Dinobots set that could combine into I think the robots, the combined form is called Volcanicus. And I felt like if that had scaled with Devastator and they had made all the Dinobots just huge, that would have been so damn cool. But instead, they just had a Voyager Grimlock and a
Dino.
Yeah.
There was a Dinobot combiner. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot that they did that at one point.
Yeah, because in the Combiner Wars comic series, the Autobots and the Decepticons are fighting over this MacGuffin called the Enigma of Combination, and it can basically turn any group of like-minded robots into a combiner team.
It's one of those MacGuffins they never got around to in the movies.
Yeah, so they they had the so basically, yeah, and they had a couple of the robot teams that just figured out how to combine naturally, for whatever reason, and didn't need the Enigma. I think the aerial bots did that, and then because in the comic, because when they did the figure line for Combiner Wars, right, they put out the aerial bots, but Slingshot isn't there. Like, they replaced him with a helicopter called Alpha Bravo. And a lot of people were upset about that. So they ended up releasing Slingshot separately later. But basically in the comics, Slingshot is there at the beginning, and then he gets killed during a fight with Menasor. Basically, Superion takes a ton of damage and Slingshot dies during the fight. And so that's why they bring in Alpha Bravo in the comics, to replace Slingshot because he was dead. But yeah, and similarly, Menasor in that toy line, instead of Wild Rider, they had a pickup truck called, I think, Off-Road or something like that.
Probably. Sounds about it.
And again, people were upset about it, so they ended up making a Wild Rider toy later. I still have the freaking Off-Road, and but yeah, so that was kind of annoying. That whole toy line had little things that just made fans angry. When they did the Combaticons for the Combiner Wars line, Blastoff is supposed to be a space shuttle, but they made him look more like a jet. And people were upset about it. So they ended up putting out a new Blastoff later on that actually looked like a freaking space shuttle, because the current one was like reusing another mold or something. So the previous one was reusing something else's mold. So they put out I think he was reusing one of the aerial bots molds. So he looked like basically he just looked like a repainted aerial bot, and everybody hated it. So I ended up getting the new Blastoff that had the space shuttle body, and then I took the old one, and because there were a couple of Combiner torso bots that they came out with that they never did any limbs for, and one of them was a Galvatron Combiner. So I think, and the funny thing about this one was I think that the torso bot on that one was a Cyclonus, right? But when it goes into its combined mode, when you go into combined mode, the torso ends up looking like Galvatron, So
man, the only Galvatron figure I ever had was that dragon one.
Right. Well, and the thing is, if you read the packaging for the figure, it says that it doesn't have limbots because it has a mind control thing where it can mind control any combiner robot and make limbs out of whoever happens to be around. so it has
Sounds like a cult to me.
Yeah, he has like a mind domination power or something where he could just be like, oh yeah, just whatever four guys happen to be around, come here. So yeah, they also made a Starscream.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, they made a Starscream that was a combiner torso, and the combined mode head has like the crown on it.
Oh,
or like neat. A variation of the crown, so it's so the combined mode is like King Starscream or whatever. But they only did 2 limbots for it, and it was they were based on a couple of characters from Transformers Super God Master Force.
Why wouldn't they be other Seekers?
They were jets. That's the thing. It's in the Japanese Super God Master Force, they're called Hydra and Buster. But they gave them different names in the U.S. toy line. So
I forget what their names are.
Right,
but
they're two jets, and they can combine together to make one big jet. And they actually kept that mechanic for them when they did them in the Combiner Wars. But they can also turn into into limbs for a bigger combiner. So that was a thing. So yeah, I think I ended up using them for the Galvatron combiner. But yeah.
Man, just thinking about it, it's like there's all the weather seekers or whatever they are. The ones that are like, and it's like there's acid storm. I was thinking acid storm, sunstorm, banana storm,
banana storm. Yeah, definitely banana storm. That was definitely one. But yeah, like they could have just done all the seekers like in general. They could have just done thrust, dirge, ramjet, Skywarp, Thundercracker, and just been like, yep, these are all limbots. Just put them on whatever, like. And they could have just reused the same damn mold, and people would just have been like, "Thank you, Hasbro, we appreciate that, thank you."
I mean, with fucking Transformers Animated, they Transformers Animated series literally had every fucking recolor of Starscream there was, and they didn't bother adding all those characters as recolors as toys.
I know. It's like it's
that's
literally why you made all of them.
That was a huge missed opportunity.
Right.
Me and my friends, my friends, they repainted a bunch of those and made a killing, repainting them for people.
Right. Yeah, it's just, I don't know why.
Just the Seekers. The Seekers.
Yeah, no, I get it. I don't know why more of these people don't do that. It's just kind of, it's like, well, duh. But yeah,
I was really surprised they didn't release a. I want to say the master class, the basic size ones, the usual normal size ones of Thundercracker, I think it was.
Yeah.
But they did for Skywarp and Starscream.
Yeah.
And Sunstorm.
Yeah. Yeah, Transformers Generations, I picked up a bunch of Seekers from that. I got I think Dirge and Thundercracker and and I think Thrust too. But yeah, but I didn't get all of them, and it's like, man, you guys should have just put out all of them. Just...
Also, I feel sorry for the poor people having to listen to this conversation who have no idea that we're literally just talking about the recolors of the same fucking jet.
Yeah, it's all the same fucking toy. Basically, you had two different models. You had the Seekers and you had the Seeker 2s. The Seeker 2s were Thrust, Dirge, and Ramjet. And the literal only difference, really, was that rather than have the nose cone tucked down completely in their chest, the nose cone actually works itself into their head sculpt.
Yep.
So they had a slight bit more gymnastics in their transformation to get that nose cone there, but other than that, they're almost identical. So, I remember in Transformers the Animated series, or Transformers Animated, when they, I think it was, what was it, Lockdown or whatever, he had all these spare parts, and one of them was a nose cone, and one of the Seeker clones grabs it, puts it on his head.
Yes.
And I'm just like, ah!
Yeah, it was, Ramjet. Ramjet got the cone head.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, that's what he's supposed to look like. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, because they gave... Ramjet got the cone head, and then Sunstorm got a square sort of thing for his head.
Yeah, but yeah, like because the thing with Ramjet is he's called that because he's ridiculously stupid and he likes to ram himself into things. Like he's literally like a kamikaze. like
Yeah, which is why him grabbing the fucking cone head was such a great one.
yeah, like it's just it's just like yes, he is a pinhead. That's accurate. Like it's just right. But yeah, like so because there's an episode, I think it's the Stunticons two-parter, where the Decepticons are chasing the Autobots, and the Autobots lose them by going into a tunnel, right? And all the other Decepticons, every last one of them, is smart enough not to try and fly after them when they get into that tunnel, except fucking Ramjet, who smashes into the fucking cliffside. And he falls down and transforms, and the other two Seeker 2s are dragging him off, like, come on.
Dumbass.
Because he's an idiot.
Some dumb fuckery right there.
Oh man, no, he's so stupid.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, but yeah. And then Megatron's all pissed because the Autobots got away, and Rumble's like, "What the hell are we supposed to do? We can't exactly drive after him." And then he's like, "Aha!" So that's where he comes up with the Stunticons idea. He's like, but yeah, this, and it's funny too because he makes Rumble go steal all the cars for it. He literally, like, Rumble, because Rumble makes that comment about, oh, we can't exactly drive after him. He's like, he literally forces Rumble to go steal all the cars for it. Like the Rumble has some of the best one-liners in that freaking show, I swear. Like there's a scene in that two-parter where where one of the cars that Rumble steals is a freaking Formula 1 race car, right? So it's like a drag racer. They end up turning it into drag strip, and it's literally a racetrack. There's a race going on, and the guy wins the race, right? And the commentator's like, and Bueller takes it, and then Rumble like lands on the car. He's like, you mean Rumble takes it? And he throws the human driver out of the car and takes off with it. Yeah. But yeah, like it's so good though. Just but yeah. Just the but yeah, I don't know. Rumble just has such good one-liners in that show. They wrote him so well. Like even in the movie, first we crack the shells, then we crack the nuts inside. Yeah. But yeah, just yeah, he gets all the good lines. Just but yeah,
so in other nerd news, I think after I want to say 30 some years, the original continuity of Power Rangers is finally coming to an end.
Oh wow!
Like
in
the comic
right?
book. Well, the comic series is continuing the story of the original series. That's come to an end. Like they're finally ending that there. The show is over. From this point forward, it's all reboots, meaning they're not continuing the story. Like, because every series, every show, like every Power Ranger show that came on, was a continuation of the story, more or less, from like the original series. Like it's just same timelines, more or less. So this one, from here on out, it's gonna be a reboot. But also, But on top of that, the toy line was sold by Hasbro to Playmates.
Oh,
Because
yeah, because before it was a different company doing the super. Because Hasbro only got that relatively recently. I thought. Because
yeah, and they put out an announcement over the past week saying that they've given the license is going to Playmates now.
wow,
Basically, they were saying that it's not profitable enough for them, which is which is stupid because
yeah,
if it's not profitable to them, it's their own damn fault.
right. Well,
Like,
the thing is,
because Hasbro's problem, I feel right now is they're targeting a lot of the private collectors more than anything.
yeah,
And I mean, I get it. It's because a lot of shelf space isn't given for action figures anymore. Like you go to like Walmart or whatever, like you're not going to see nearly as many toys as you did back in the day.
yeah,
But like, still, they should be able to sell, like these figures. I mean, I get it. I would think that the reason why they wouldn't be able to sell Power Rangers though is because of exposure. I mean, they had a Netflix special recently and like a 10-part series or whatever, like a 10-part season. But that's not nearly enough for people to to keep that fresh in people's memories.
right. Well, and Hasbro made the same mistake with Yokai Watch when they had the toy rights for that. So the thing that is, because Power Rangers, when it first came out, was on broadcast television. That meant anybody and their dog could freaking watch it. If you're relegated to Netflix exclusive series, you're doomed. You're not going to get anywhere near the exposure that you would get on like a Fox Kids or a freaking WB or whatever. So these affiliate stations that carried Power Rangers, back in the day, it was the same thing with Pokemon. Like that's when I mentioned how they botched Yokai Watch. They did the same thing. They were like, oh, this is going to be the next Pokemon, but then they didn't market it like Pokemon. They didn't put it on broadcast television. They put it on like not even basic cable, on premium cable. And then they were like, oh, but it's okay because we'll put the episodes on YouTube. But then they started playing the episodes out of order. And nobody wants to watch that shit out of order.
I mean, just look at, what was it? Fucking, that's what made Serenity, or no, Firefly. Serenity was the movie, wasn't it? Or was Serenity was the movie, Firefly was the show.
Yeah, something.
But that's what happened to them, was they aired the episodes out of order, and they could never settle on a final time for it and shit like that. And that's why that show failed.
Right, because it's just, I feel like there's a lot of these companies that aren't used to serialized television, and then they try to air the shit out of order because they think, oh, this episode's better or whatever. And it's like, no, just play them in order. Stop it. I know that with Power Rangers, they aired the pig episode first, and then they aired the first episode after that. But after that, they kept them in pretty much.
Oh no, Day of the Dumpster was the first episode.
Yeah, no, they did a sneak peek before that where they aired the pig episode first, though. Like a week before the official debut of the show, they aired the pig episode first to get people hyped for it. But the official debut was with the Day of the Dumpster. But like I said, they aired the affiliates.
Well, no, Day of the Dumpster was the episode with the pig.
No, because Day of the Dumpster is the episode where Rita gets out. The pig isn't the first monster that they used. It's a different one because the pig came along later. But yeah, oh gosh, what was the monster from that episode? Day of the Dumpster, because it's not the pig. Because the pig episode has a different title. But yeah, let's see here. Because I think actually in the first episode, Day of the Dumpster, I think they just used Goldar.
You might be right. Like, it
'Cause-
might have just been them fighting the putties,
Yeah,
like,
'cause I
and
think,
learning their powers. and
yeah,
stuff.
because I think they just made I think Goldar's the giant monster for the first giant monster they fight that they do. In the Japanese version of the series, Kyoryu Sentai Gyōranger, they had a monster in that first episode that was a giant from the beginning. It didn't I think it might have been the second episode. Anyway, but it was a giant from the get-go, and they actually never ended up using that one in the American version. Like, because I remember seeing it, I was like, oh, whoa, that guy wasn't in the U.S. version. That's kind of weird. But
watching the Japanese version of that series is completely different.
Yeah,
Like, finding out that fucking well, his name isn't Goldar in that series.
Yeah,
it's
Grifforzar.
like Grifforzar or whatever.
Yeah.
But finding out that, like, he gets married to the one that goes by Scorpina in the American version,
Lammy,
and they have a family together.
They have a baby. They have baby, and that baby actually ends up being what kind of solves everything at the end of the series, because in the Japanese version, Bandora the witch, who's Rita in the U.S. version, she sells her soul to Satan because dinosaurs killed her son, and she wants revenge. But the little frickin' ankle biter deserved it because he was freaking crushing dinosaur eggs. So kind of his fault. Kind of his fucking fault, right? Anyway, so she sells her soul to Satan to get her powers, but her powers are basically only potent while she's heartless, right? Like, and so if she has a human heart, then her witch powers don't work anymore. So, like, at the beginning of the series, she's all like talking about how she loves to make children cry and all this other crap, and like, she sings songs about it and stuff. She's very, very festive. She sings a lot. Anyway, but like, it's just kind of like part of her character. And then you find out, oh, she's literally just doing that so that she doesn't develop, like, human emotions like sympathy and empathy and stuff. But then that little baby is born towards the end of the series, and it just changes everything because now she's, like, doting on this baby like a grandma, and her witch powers go away. She regains her heart and loses those powers, and the Rangers kill Satan, so that's not an issue. I
mean, that's just Power Rangers.
Yeah. But it's so funny because she literally conducts a ritual where she's trying to sacrifice human children to summon Satan, and it's hilarious. Like, just because I remember, like, I remember, like, when Power Rangers first came out, all the Christian, housewives were up in arms. Oh, it's of the devil. And, it's like, well, in this case, they were kind of close, honestly. I mean,
it was toned down, though.
They did tone it way down. Like, Satan, they changed his name in the U.S. version to Lokar, and then the summoning method for him did not involve human sacrifice, so that was nice. But yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah,
Man.
that was...
They barely fucking touched They barely touched base upon. I vaguely remember fucking Lokar, like that one fucking floating head thing.
Yeah.
That was in like one episode that they
Yeah.
barely talked about.
Yeah, like it was a whole story arc in the Japanese version. Like like she's basically trying to sacrifice a bunch of human children to summon Satan, and they have the freaking robot. And the thing is, in the
fucking Cyclopsis.
Yeah, Cyclopsis in the US version. It's not Goldar piloting it in the Japanese version. It's Bandora's son, Kai. And Satan has resurrected him to be the pilot for this thing. Yeah. So and that's actually where her heart starts reawakening, because she's like, oh, that's my son, but like her son is like not his normal self, and he's like really standoffish towards her, and he like keeps her at arm's length kind of thing, so it's like it's like not like really him, that type of thing. But yeah, but like I said, I think that was kind of the beginning of the end for her, because she started, reawakening those maternal feelings because she saw her son again, like, but yeah, but yeah, it's so funny though, because like, because all of Bandora's henchmen, have, like, Bandora has promised them all something, for their service, right? So all of them have these wishes that Bandora has like promised to help them with, and Grifforzar, I think, is the only one who gets his, because at the beginning of the series he can't talk, and she ends up giving granting him the ability to speak. So but like the Bukubak, or I think his name's Squat in the US version, he is really, really stupid, and he wants to be smarter. And Bandora's, kind of Wizard of Oz. Hey, I'll give you a brain scarecrow. Help me out, So, and then the other one, Totopat or Totopato, he's the tall character with the Babu in the U.S. version. Anyway, he's a vampire, but he's really, really weak. And so Bandora has promised to make him stronger, so that's why he's hanging out with her. Like, so, I really love that they gave little backstories to everybody like that. And I think that the guy who makes all the clay sculptures, I think that's just what he likes to do, is doing all the sculpting, and he just hangs out with Bandora because she brings his creations to life. So, but yeah, in Japan, in the Japanese version, the monsters are called Dora monsters in that season, and Dora as in Bandora, but also Dora is a word for mud or clay.
Yeah.
So it's fitting, So the putties in the Japanese version are just called golems.
Yeah,
because they're
that makes sense.
Monsters made of rock and clay. So, but yeah. So I thought it was pretty interesting the way that but yeah, if you look closely at Rita's castle on the moon, you can even see it. You can still see it even in the U.S. version. But it's still
Bandora's Palace.
It still says Bandora Palace in neon lights on the above the entrance.
Yeah, like and it's actually canon. Like it's actually canon. Like in the American version, like Bandora is not In the American version, Bandora is not Rita, but is rather the person that they stole the castle from.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, but yeah, she actually has like a song that she sings, and usually she'll start singing it when they're doing well, and like they'll form like a conga line, and they'll be like dancing around the castle, like. You know, she's like, you know, and it's basically like do ra dora do ra dora do ra ra do ra ra bandora. You know, they'll all be in like a conga chain, you know, dancing around the castle. You know, and like I said, she normally sings it when she's in a good mood because like whatever plan they've got going is going well. You know, and then. And then, you know, afterwards, when the plan blows up in their face, she's, you know, sitting down with it, holding her head, going, "Oh," you know?
Nah.
You know,
I've got a headache.
Yeah, you know. So, but yeah, it's freaking great. You know, just some of the stuff in there. But yeah, you know. Oh man, but yeah, it's super funny though. Just some of the differences in there, you know, because like Zordon and Alpha, those were completely created for the U.S. version. They're not in the Japanese version. But speaking of the Japanese version, in one of the more recent seasons, there's an episode where the quote unquote American powerful Rangers show up. And it's the same costumes from Zyuranger, but they have like an American flag motif woven in, like. I'll see if I can find the picture.
Lad.
Let's see if I can find this, because I saw a screenshot. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, this. Here, I'll put these in Stream Team. Oh wait, not Stream Team. Not that one. Oh, here we go. All right. There we go.
That fucking poses.
The fucking chokers.
Yeah. So it's got the American flag chokers, and then the stars on the belt. Like, so, like I said, it's the same. It's the same designs, but but they gave them freaking American flags on this shit. Oh man. But yeah,
they could have gone the extra mile and made the fucking Green Ranger shield be like made of like cloth.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I remember seeing those and I was just like, oh, that's hilarious, because they're definitely referencing the Power Rangers, but there's another shot.
That's great.
But yeah.
I'm sorry, I keep looking at the fucking chokers. That's just the random chokers of the fucking biker chick in the middle of them.
Yeah.
Hey, you're those unofficial guys we heard about.
Subtitles.
Oh, this is the.
Oh man.
Oh god, what is that fucking show called?
You're the unofficial guys we heard about.
Yeah.
No, there was an actual there was 2 seasons of it was like a parody Power Ranger show, but it basically was a Power Ranger show because it crossed over with it.
Yeah, like.
You could just take our American Power Rangers.
Just.
Yeah, this is that show. I forget what the fuck it was called though, but this is that show.
Funny. But yeah, like.
Yeah, because these guys crossed over with I want to say Beast Morphers.
Oh man, but yeah, no, it's just funny, like the. But yeah, like the. It's always funny when they make these cheeky references to it's Common Sentai Akiba Ranger. Apparently, is what.
And it got 2 seasons of that show.
But yeah, like it's always funny whenever they make those cheeky references to the American versions. You know, like they, because in.
And it's like Akihabara Ranger or Akihabara Ranger or something like that. Yeah, Akiba, it's supposed to be the region.
Yeah, it's Akiba Ranger, but yeah.
Is it? Let me check.
Yeah, that's what it says here. It says
Akibara Ranger.
Yeah, it's Akiba Ranger, but yeah, it's probably it
is Akiba.
Yeah, it's Akiba Ranger, but it's probably taking the Akiba and then taking the Ra from Ranger. It's like, so it's kind of anyway. But yeah,
I thought it was Akihabara.
Yeah, but
for some reason.
Yeah, but anyway, so like it might be kind of a play on that is what I'm getting at. But yeah, gosh, what is the?
I just like the Red Ranger's helmet from that because it's got a comb over.
But yeah, I think what is it, the Beast? I think they call it Beast Morphers over here when it finally came out over here. But there's
that season.
But there's the Japanese version of it. When they go to transform, it says in English, "It's morphin' time." In the Japanese version.
Yeah, in Japanese.
Yeah, so like I just thought that was so cool because they're like definitely referencing the shit out of that.
and Beast Morphers as well. That season when it got brought over here to the States, they translated it almost 1-to-1. Like the story is almost identical.
I like it when they do that. That's really good. But yeah, like because I thought that one wouldn't ever get over here because of the costumes being so different from normal. Because rather than being like the spandex costumes, they were more like leather. You know? So kind of like the images that I posted here in Stream Team there. The Sentai outfits for this season are not like normal Sentai outfits. They look a lot different. So, but yeah. So I
just gotta say
thought
though,
that one.
I really like this Red Ranger's helmet.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's that's pretty funny. But yeah, like I said, it's a lot different from a normal Super Sentai outfit. But yeah,
they translated that one pretty faithfully, and they brought the suits over, and they made an Orange Ranger for that season.
Yeah, yeah. So,
like, I don't know. I like that season just because of the outfits. Like I thought the outfits made that season really work.
Let's see. I might be thinking of a different one because there was another one that happened a few seasons after that one called Dobutsu Sentai Zyuoger, and that one had all animals too, and they had an Orange Ranger too. But,
oh no! I'm saying, But
yeah, I thought Beast Morphers was the one that it was an adaptation. I can't remember what the freaking Japanese version's name now. because it was the season like I think it was right after Gokaiger, or no, I think it was Gokaiger, then Tokyuger. No, this one was that right after Gokaiger. It was crap. What the hell was it called?
I know this Orange Ranger. It was basically a Make-A-Wish kid. He wanted to be a Power Ranger, so they made him an Orange Ranger suit. Like he got his own issue in the comics and everything.
Oh, Go Busters. That's what it was in the Japanese. The Go Busters.
Yeah, Go Busters.
Go Busters. So yeah, Tokutoku Mei Sentai Go Busters. But yeah, so they were the 36th Super Sentai squad. And then the 40th one was Zyuohger. And they were also animal themed. But the Go Busters, they had like leather looking outfits rather than the spandex that you normally see on Super Sentai.
Yeah, but I like those outfits. I thought they did a really good job that season.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah, because I think that was one of those seasons where they started out with just like the three, like the red, blue, and yellow, and then they added in like three or four more guys as they went on. And I think one of them was orange. So yeah.
Oh no, the Beast Morpher season. They started with 3 basics, and then they went. There was a gold and a silver.
Oh, gold and silver. Okay.
And then they fought. There was a crimson one, or like a dark red, and an evil Gold Ranger. Okay. I guess it was copper or whatever.
So yeah, this is the group shot from the. Because yeah, the orange one that you posted there, that looks like they just took the red one and then gave him a different helmet and then color swapped the outfit.
They pretty much did. Like I said, it was a Make-A-Wish kid. They he just wanted to be a Power Ranger for a day, and they were like, okay, well, we'll give you this.
Right. Jeez. Yeah. But yeah, it's just But yeah, like I feel like there was like because like that little cluster that like from what Super Sentai 37 to like 42-ish for 41 like they just had problems. Like, I hate to be that way, but like they just kept screwing it up because they did Tokyuger after that, and Tokyuger had
trains.
Yeah, so Tokyuger, the main Super Sentai costumes looked like shit. They looked like they could have been like the generic bad guys for the season.
The newest season's kind of the same way too.
Yeah, and then the mecha were extremely problematic, and I'm like, I definitely understand why that didn't get the fuck over here, because the Megazord essentially has a dick, so
Because the whole thing was the transformation sequence happened by having all the fucking trains stacked next to each other.
Yeah, they just line up next to each other and then connect that way, and it's like, oh god. And then like the red train, in order to make room for the legs, like the freaking half of it has to come up and attach to the chest. But then when they do their attack, it lowers back down, and it looks like his donger is shooting at him. So yeah, it's just kind of fucked up. And then you have the I'll find a picture of this stupid thing. Let's see, Tokyo.
Red Rocket, I know, right?
Yeah.
No, it was.
Yeah, no. Here we go. I found the screenshot. I found the fucking screenshot. Hang on. I'm
the
posting
picture
it
I
now.
saw of it was a meme that has the Megazord on it. It says, "I have the weirdest boner right now."
Yeah, look at this shit.
Oh,
Look at this shit.
Put it up on the screen.
really strange.
Oh my god.
Put it up on
Like,
screen, Hunger.
Okay, give me a second. Hopefully, I don't get demonetized for this.
Oh my god. Jeez.
Because this fucking thing has a dick. Let's see.
Oh, brother.
Oh, hang on.
I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, we post them all in stream memes. Our stream team, my bad. Voice channels.
Alright. Second. Alright, I'm gonna put it on screen, don't worry. Alright, here we go. Alright, I need to fix this, hang on. It's too small, here we go. There it is! He's got a fucking dick!
In all of its glory.
The manliest Sentai robot ever. Like, it's just so fucking bad. Like, this is why they couldn't bring this shit over here. Oh no. It's just that freaking stupid.
Well, I mean, his is the size of a train.
It's literally just a fucking train sticking out. Like, it's so wrong. But yeah, like, it's...
And they had the season, they had the, what was it? The magic season where it was fucking, all the robots were Legos.
Yeah, no, so, like, basically, Tokyo is just, big erector energy. I put up a picture of Erector on stream.
I used to have that guy.
Yeah, the toy for this guy.
I used to have that fucking toy.
Yeah, nice, powerful Erector. Nobody saw a problem with this. Nobody was like, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't put that particular part of the robot there."
Maybe we shouldn't call him.
His name is
maybe we
actually
call him
fucking
Erector.
It's literally fucking Erector. Like,
What do we call this robot,
exists.
Johnny? Is Dick Slam taken?
Right? Yes. But yeah, the fucking, hang on. Let's see. There we go. There you go. You didn't believe me. But let me fix this real quick. Hang on. Gotta make this a little smaller. The image is too big. Come on. Good grief, how big did they make this damn image? Sorry about this. There we go, almost there. There it is!
Almost. There we are.
Oh man, there's a this one like I think that's a generic one, but anyway, but there is actually an Autobot named Director. I just need to find it, but anyway, but yeah, but yeah, they had that Transformers team where they had that what is it, they had the Transformers team where okay, there we go, yeah. This one has the correct this is the non-generic version. Hang on. Save image as. Oh, come on. Copy image. There we go. There we go. There we are. Yeah, I think that the one I showed previously, I think that was a foreign version rather than a knockoff, but it's there we go. All right, let me. So this is the American version, right there. Autobot Erector. He's just there.
Yep. That's the one I used to have.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah. It's funny as shit. Like, it's funny too because they've made new toys of him since then that don't have that problem, and people are like, "Yeah, be gone, thought." You know? Yeah. Oh man.
I figure I'll jump into the realm for a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, the toy version actually doesn't have that issue, so they literally just did it. Like, it's so funny. Like,
yeah, because on the toy, it's like a shoulder piece, if I remember correctly.
yeah, I don't even think it. I think it's actually just detachable. I think it just detaches completely when it's in robot mode. Like, but yeah. Yeah, actually, for the robot mode, they usually just show the little guy on these pictures, but yeah, it's just, you know. But I think everybody just loves that freaking meme image so much. Because basically, I guess the I guess the robot is just the little guy, and then he's got like the big, like the base or whatever that he gets to use. But yeah, it's just it's just funny. Like, but yeah, but yeah, it's absolutely hilarious. But yeah. But yeah, I don't even know if that image is actually from the show, but it sure as fuck looks like it. I don't recall that being in the show, but you know, there were plenty of other things in that show to make fun of. There's an episode when where the Decepticons go to the ruby crystal mines, right? And they're stealing all the crystals from the mines because they contain energy, because logic. Anyway, so they're stealing these ruby crystals from this mine, and there's an actual line from the show where they've got a giant mine cart full of these fucking crystals, and Megatron says, "This is the last load. Get ready to pull out." It's just, bruh.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Phrasing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, someone take. I'm gonna take a drink then.
Okay. I mean, I'm not streaming Soul Nomad right now, so you know. Anyway. But yeah, no, just some of the shit that gets past the censors in these, you know.
Right.
Like that line where Optimus is saying boobies.
Boobies.
Because it's basic. The episode that appears in, it's based on that story, The Most Dangerous Game, right? And there's a human who's trying to hunt Transformers. You know, he wants to hunt Optimus Prime because he's the most dangerous one. You know, and at first the Decepticons are like working with him, but there's a scene where he sets a trap, but a couple of the Decepticons fall into it, and because it's a booby trap, Optimus calls them boobies. So,
a booby trap that catches boobies.
Yeah, a booby trap. He's like, look at that, a booby trap that catches
boobies. Boobies.
So yeah.
Boobies. Boobies. Boobies.
Anyway.
Look at this from ground level. It just looks like he threw up all over the ground.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
like from like a walking point. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I got disconnected.
Oh no.
That sucks. Of course.
But yeah, I think this took quite a bit of shape. It still looks like absolutely nothing, but it's a lot more nothing than it used to be. Oh man. Oh my gosh, but yeah. Oh. But yeah, big erector energy off of that Megazord. But yeah, they had just a bunch of problematic stuff like that. Like they had the Tokyuger had shitty looking mecha and shitty looking regular costumes, and then you had the like you said, you had the one where the Megazords were essentially Legos. I didn't mind those as much, but some people really hated them. You had the Minecraft Megazord from season 40, with where everything was all blocky and cube looking, you know. that was Zyuohger. And then, like, right after that, they did Ninja. And Ninja had, like, the spare parts Megazord. Like, or maybe Ninja was in between, but Ninja, the outfits for Ninja looked fine, but the mecha looked so stupid. Like, for some reason, they decided that it was cool to have a robot, instead of having like the robots all combining together and forming one big robot, it was all the robots combined together to make a little thing with like a hollow deal that another robot can sit in. And then they just change out the robot that's sitting in it. And it was really stupid looking. Like, oh man. The freaking...
The shells were still the stupidest fucking gimmick that they had done.
Yeah, like, just the gosh, I can't remember the damn thing's name. It's like Shurikeno or something like that. But yeah, Ninja, like the Megazord for that, it just looks so dumb. And plus, there was no like rhyme or reason to any of it. Like, so the robots that make up their first Megazord from that show, right? It's a ninja, like a dude, like just running around, right? And then a dragon, a dump truck, a dog, and a train. Like,
right.
Like, I like to call it the spare parts Megazord.
The season where none of the fucking nothing made sense.
Shurikenjin, that's it. It's Shurikenjin. Yeah, that's it. Shurikenjin. That's the name of this stupid fucking thing.
The one was that? Wait, was that the one with the square? The square fucking Zord.
No, that's the thing. So basically, Zyuohger had the Minecraft Megazord where everything was all cubey. Like all of them were cubes that turned into animals. Anyway, but yeah, this is what I'm talking about with the stupid. This is what their frickin' Megazord looks like.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. I can't. Like,
it's the fucking it's the fucking Ripley Zord.
Yeah, it's just, it all like
disembodied as fuck.
Yeah, like basically it's got a big seat in it that different shit sits in. And then it can change, and then they like have a bunch of different things that can sit in it, but it's just like, it's just dumb. Like there's the thing with the head on and something sitting in it. Like that's the toy version, obviously, but it doesn't look much better in actuality. Like, it's just bad. And then when they finally get their big ultimate thing, it's like this big red lion thing, and you're just like, oh, this is going to be really cool. And then it fucking transforms, right? And and then when it flips around, there's a fucking seat there, and Shurikenjin just fucking sits in it.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So it's a guy sitting inside of a guy sitting inside of a guy.
Yep.
It's just fucked.
Guy's so dumb.
I hate it so much.
The Russian nesting Megazord.
Yeah, it's so bad. Why did they do this? It's so god awful and stupid. Like, it's my least favorite Megazord ever. Like, here's the little, here's the little elephant guy sitting in it. Like I said, they just have different things that can sit in it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, here's the little elephant guy. He can sit in it. You know, like it's so bad. Like, I don't know what part of them just went like, and like the. So I mentioned that there's a dog and a train as part of this thing, right? So to be clear, the dog doesn't even need to be there for this frickin' thing to work, right? The dog just sits inside of the damn train. It basically doesn't even need to be there.
Wow.
Yeah.
For this combination, like if you look at the thing, right? The legs. There's a pink one and a white one. That's both part of the train. Both legs are part of the train. The dog is there at the very bottom near the foot. Like that's the dog's head poking out of the white one. Like
Yeah.
like it does not need to be there for this combination to work. You could take that thing out and it would work just fine. Like it's like, why are you even there? Like it's just such a poorly designed fucking mecha, and I'm like, why did you think this was good? Like later on in the series, they get a different set of mecha that are like okay. Like they don't have the sitting mechanic, and they don't suck as much. So it's like, but before that, dear God. You know, like, it's so bad. Like, I just can't fucking stand it. Like, it's so stupid. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this shit. They were just like, oh, this will sell a lot of toys. It's like, no, it won't. It looks like ass. You know, oh god, yeah, it's just miserable, like the whole thing.
I forget what the gimmick was for that season too, because like
they had
I remember
shurikens.
like there was a point where
they had like shurikens, and they would and the shurikens would do different things when they put them on their sword and hit a button, and they would spin, like, you know, like the and then it would do different stuff, like summon Megazords or summon Zords and shit. Like it was really stupid. Like it's just oh god.
I just remember it was like at one point, like every fucking season started getting like some stupid gimmick. Like
yeah.
Like there's had some weird ass gimmick. Like even my favorite season, the one with like the 12, like the ones based on constellations or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like even those weird orbs. Like,
yeah.
like even though like I mean I still like the season.
The Q-Tama, yeah.
I ignored that.
Yeah, because the
Q-Tama change.
Yeah. Yes, no, well, because basically what it was the morphers, when they put the Q-Tama in, it would acknowledge that they were putting a Q-Tama in. We'd go Q-Tama, and then when they did their morph, it would say Seiza change, you know. And it was a pun because Seiza sounds like
change.
Say the, but it also means constellation. So different people were subtitling it "say the" or "say za," and people were getting pissed because it's like it's a pun. It's both, like you know. But yeah, they're saying "Seiza," but like I said, it sounds like "say the," and it sounds like and it's the Japanese word for constellation. So, but yeah, the freaking
those silly Japanese and their love of puns.
Yeah. You know, that's one of the things that you see in Pokemon a lot, is that they'll have a name will have like multiple layers to it because it's some sort of a pun. But yeah,
The more I keep looking at this elephant Zord, though, the more I keep thinking it's Brazilian as fuck.
The Brazil Megazord. It's the Brazil Zord. Oh man, no, it's terrible. But yeah, basically the gimmick for that season was the shurikens, and so all of the Megazords had like a shuriken on top of their head, you know, that you could also use with like basically like it's all about the toys, because like when during that era of Super Sentai, and let's be honest, it probably still goes that way, but basically everything like when they're designing the mecha, it's all about how can we sell more toys, you know, how can we get children to buy toys of this, you know. So
yeah,
you know,
which is why they've done everything for they've done everything from, like I said, like the little orb things. They've done a season where it was like a fucking pirate ship where they had like a pirate steering wheel.
Yes,
like,
and that
Gokaiger
is the best season. It's so good. Oh my gosh! Like what makes that season so special is the freaking pro tag, the Red Ranger, Captain Marvelous. Like, first of all, they named the fucker Captain Marvelous, which is absolutely amazing. But second of all, he just has this I don't give a shit attitude, you know. Right. But yeah, I posted a picture of the individual components for that stupid thing in toy form. Like it's like this is you have to put all this shit together to get that stupid piece of crap. It's like it's a dude, it's a ninja, a dragon, a dump truck, a dog, and a train. And like I said, you barely even need the dog. Like it just makes a little hollow spot in the leg if he's not there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I was wondering about that too, because I saw because like I'll get bored on YouTube and I'll be like let's watch some like Transformers or fucking Power Ranger transformation videos and see how they get changed. And like, so I'll see, I'll be like, okay, here's like, the fucking this season Power Rangers, all their figures getting changed.
Yeah.
And so I saw that season. I'm like, dude, these are bad. These are really bad.
It was like I said, the regular uniforms for the characters were okay, but the mecha were absolute shit. Like, Tokuger failed on both. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'd have to. I'd have to make like a list or something at some point of like the worst, because like I think Battle Fever J still has to take the top prize in terms of bad uniforms.
I think the new seasons are pretty bad.
Yeah, no, like
they have hubcaps on their fucking
right
their masks.
Okay, but you still can't beat Battle Fever J, and I'll show you why. So these are the costumes for Battle Fever J. This was the third Super Sentai, and yes, that bitch has hair on her fucking helmet. That is blonde fucking hair. Like they actually glued hair onto that fucking helmet.
Wasn't this like the second or first?
That's the third one.
Wasn't this like the first or second? The third one?
That's the third Super Sentai, Battle Fever J. Each one represents a country, and the pink one is America. Her name is Miss America. Like, and that's why she's got blonde hair on the fucking helmet. Yeah, yeah. And then the fucking orange one there. He's the Russian one. And then the guy in the middle is the Japanese one. The blue one's the French guy. And then the black one, I think, is supposed to be from Africa. So still got the racist thing going on. Anyway,
right.
I was gonna say it kind of looks like Wolverine. Too.
I think it's like Kenya is what it's supposed to be. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah. So, So yeah, that was Battle Fever J, and that is by far the worst Super Sentai costume ever. Like, it's just
Yeah, it's just bad.
like just Miss America by herself completely disqualifies all of the Ranger suits from this series. Like, and they gave them all scarves too. They all have white scarves. Like,
The only uniforms I think are even worse than those are the ones in Scarlet.
yeah, no, like it's bad. So yeah, Battle Fever J is definitely my worst all time, and then Tokyuger like right behind him, because Tokyuger, the outfits and the mecha both suck. Battle Fever J didn't even have mecha to save the series, so they just lose by default, because they didn't start doing the giant mecha until like the 5th one. But yeah,
yeah, it was like the one right before the season that became Power Rangers.
Not quite that, because Power Rangers was like number 13, like Zoo Ranger. That was number 13, and they had mecha before that. But well,
because I just remember one of the early ones. It was only like 3 Zords.
Yeah, no, so in one of the earlier ones was called Sun Vulcan, and they only had 3 members the entire time. So that probably would have been that one. So, but yeah, like nowadays they're like, oh no, we got to have at least 12 different members on the show, because again, it's selling toys. So, but
gotta have like 6 core members, 2 or 3 ancillaries, and a purple evil one.
Yeah, like Q Rangers started with 9. Like, that was their starting point, and then they got up to like what, 12, 13, you know. Because Q.
I mean, the very last episode, but
yeah.
Again, what's his face wasn't like technically a 13th Ranger. He was just Ranger, just recolored.
Yeah.
Like with a new outfit.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is like they had literally fucking. They started them off with 9 though. Like they had like a, like they had like a few episodes where they're like gathering the members together, and then like by the end of that they have 9, and then they just kept going from there. Like, but yeah, let's see. But yeah,
just make a season where it's like every episode they introduce a new Ranger until they have like so many fucking colors that they're almost indistinguishable from one another.
Right. Freaking 52 Rangers.
This one.
But
This
yeah,
one has 78. This one has 94.
The Manila Ranger.
The beige Ranger. The off-white Ranger.
I mean, fuck, dude. What?
The
last season they made one of them. Yeah, the last season they made one of them taupe. He was like grayish brown or whatever, like the fucking Zenith or whatever it was called.
Oh no! But yeah,
I want to be the plaid ranger. I mean, heyo.
Hello.
Hi.
But yeah, I do think it's funny that pretty much every single Ranger, and they've had like over 200 of them, has a unique name. Like, even if the name is just Ranger name plus color name, like they all have unique names, and there, like I said, there's over freaking 200 of these little fuckers now.
Right.
Like, honestly, they're probably close to 300 by now. But because of how big the more modern teams are,
Yeah, I just tried to eat a burrito. I heated up.
Oh no!
And it was really hot.
Yeah.
I only did it for 30 seconds, man. Why do microwaves have to be so strong?
Right. Well, because when they did the movie for Gokaiger, the 199 hero great battle, when they did that movie, they had 199 characters in that movie, but Ninja Man wasn't in the movie, so they literally had 200 already if you counted Ninja Man. But some of those weren't like technically like Super Sentai. Like some of them were like more like Metal Hero type characters, but they were still in there. 'Cause, you know, they were I think they were included in the 199 heroes for the movie, but like I said, Ninja Man wasn't in there because he showed up later. But
Oh,
but everybody else was in
There's
there.
just a couple Galvans in there.
Yeah.
speaking of Super Sentai, I guess, were you still talking? Because I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Okay. Did you know in Omega... There's a Super Sentai reference in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Oh, yeah.
I only discovered this recently because I was playing through... I've been playing through Omega Ruby. The only other time I played through it was when it came out.
Yeah.
So it's been so many years.
Are you talking about the Hoenn Rangers?
The Hoenn Rangers, yeah.
Yeah, because that was in the original, I think, too.
That was in the original, yes.
They had a...
What I mean, though, is there's like,
You have to collect the toys.
Yeah, like the toys inside the news station.
Yeah.
Like, it actually... I know they were in the original, too, but what I mean is, like, there's an actual, like, 3D model and stuff, and it's really cool.
Obviously.
Yeah, but basically in the Hoenn Rangers, it's all the names are city name color. You know, so it's like Mauville yellow and you know, like, you know, all that stuff, and it's freaking great. But which is hilarious because all the names of the cities are colors too. So it's just like, wait. You know.
Hunger, I'm looking at this Megazord and I'm still trying to figure out why the fuck they put a dump truck in there.
Right. The dump truck was in there so that they'd have a way to do the seat. So the basically the back of the dump truck.
I understand.
Right.
I understand the function.
Right. But yeah.
But I'm saying the theme.
Yeah. Because it's supposed to be ninjas. Like, the dog works, the ninja works, the dragon even kind of works, but then you have a dump truck and a fucking bullet train in there. Why? They're ninjas.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Just
you know, and the thing is, the names for these things are just fucking lazy, too. Like, that's the thing. Like, because basically, for all the names for these, they went with the Maru suffix. So, like, the red one is Ninja Maru, the freaking blue one is Dragon Maru, and the yellow one is Dump Maru. Like, for the back, you know, and it's like, and I think I can't remember what the other two, the dog and the train are. I think it's like Wan Maru for the dog,
Kiba Maru
or Kiba Maru. It's like some anyway. So, but yeah, it's just, you know. But yeah, it's like it's just so stupid and lazy.
When you said Kiba Maru, and I instantly thought of two Naruto characters mixed together.
Exactly. But yeah, it's bad.
Like in the train, you can already see like how it transforms. Like it literally just looks like it just splits right in the fucking middle, just folds into the legs. And then there's like that little part right in the back where you can see where you put the fucking dog in.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, there's no imagination here at all. Like, you know, and the dragon is shaped the way that it's shaped because it can also sit in the dump truck. And when it sits in the dump truck, they take the wings off of it and stick them on the back of the dump truck, and then the tail gets used as a sword. Like.
Actual dragon.
I mean, at least it makes the dump truck cool.
Yeah, it's just terrible. Like, the whole stupid concept. I hate it. Like,
it's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
you want to know something good in fiction, though? Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was
a good movie. I watched it recently, finally, because I honestly didn't know it came out in theaters, and the reason why was because there were so many like Marvel movies that weren't releasing in theaters before it because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I didn't see that movie.
Yeah.
But I until like a month ago. I watched it recently with Solus, actually. I showed it to him.
Yeah.
But yeah. That was actually. I'm not going to spoil it in case I'm pretty sure you've all seen it.
You know what? I still have to thank you for that because you saved me the trouble of having to go to the theater to see it.
The theater. It's not even out anymore.
What?
It was in theaters like 10 months ago. I know what you mean though. It's
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Get a Disney Plus subscription. I'm just lucky my parents
I
have a
know.
Disney Plus subscription. I just use that.
But yeah, so Siege has been showing me the DC movies recently. Like we watched through most of the Marvel movies, so I've seen like Guardians 3 and everything. Well, here's the thing. Like for the most part, he's been showing me like the extended special cuts of these things that don't suck as bad. You know, like
Right.
so.
Oh yeah, like the X-Men one with Wolverine. That one was pretty good.
Yeah, well, like but yeah. So like we watched the Suicide Squad, but it was like the cut that had like it was like the director's cut that had all the deleted scenes put back where they're supposed to go and stuff like that, so it didn't make sense.
It wasn't exactly the director's cut. It's just
like
a extended
it's
cut.
an extended cut, but it's but it doesn't have a bunch of shit edited out that makes it look all random. So
right.
Like I didn't feel like anything that he showed me was just absolutely terrible. Like
Right.
I could see why if certain scenes were edited out, people would hate it, but like I watched the Wonder Woman movies and the Justice League movie and the Suicide Squad movie, and those were all fine. Like the Suicide Squad movie, it's.
I like the James Gunn one a bit more.
I was about to say I want to see that because I love James Gunn's movies. Like I've only seen Guardians of the Galaxy, all of them, but.
But yeah,
well, I like the James Gunn one more because I mean it's a comedy. Like it doesn't try to take itself too seriously.
Right.
That's what I didn't like about the original Suicide Squad.
Yeah, there were plenty of jokes in there. Like I said, because we watched the extended cut of that one. There were plenty of jokes in there. I think they might have edited too many of them out, but honestly, but yeah, it was all right. Like like I said, I don't think it's like the greatest movie ever or anything, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
Like
not
But yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like I've been having a similar experience with the MCU lately because I've also been like watching every MCU movie, rewatching the ones I watched back in the day.
Right.
Feels weird to say back in the day, but Iron Man 1 came out in 2008. Anyways.
Right.
Still a good movie. I think that a lot of the MCU movies that people, like the new Phase 4 movies that are, a lot of them are quoted as bad by most people. I see what they mean. I don't think they're as bad as Morbius. They were still enjoyable. I watched all of them. I watched Black Widow. The only one I haven't watched is the Marvels, but that's obvious because that one was actually...
Okay, so did you watch Madam Web though?
I didn't watch.
No,
I didn't watch Eternals.
I'm watching the MCU movies, not the Sony.
Yeah,
crap. I know they're trying to tie it together.
Yeah, because I heard the Madam Web movie was pretty not great.
The thing is, I'm gonna get off track for a second here. Just mention that you probably already know Morbius's post-credit scene has something to do with the. It ties in with Spider-Man's like spell that he did that brought the multiverse together.
Right.
Because in the post-credit scene of Morbius, the Vulture. He appeared from that universe. He appears in a cell in Venom's universe, or Morbius, Venom, and Venom gets sent to the MCU. Then he gets sent back. Blah blah blah, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, the point is, I watched a lot of the bad ones recently, like the ones that people would consider bad, I guess, like Black Widow, Thor 4, Ant-Man 3. Ant-Man 3 I didn't like at all. Thor 4 I actually thought was pretty good. I actually thought that the Heimdall sun scene was funny.
Yeah.
With the bad CGI. I just thought that was funny because it was... Oh, wait, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I watched Quantumania. I didn't think it was terrible.
I didn't think it was... I don't know. I didn't think it was terrible, aside from, I don't know, MODOK.
Yeah, the MODOK thing was weird. But they got MODOK in there, and I understood what they were going for.
I like that they figured out a way to explain him.
Yeah,
like they figured out a way to actually include him in the universe.
Right, and he's like, at least I died in Avenger, and they're like, yeah, yeah, sure, you're in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
It's just
Like,
What I
whatever.
think was funny about that
freaking.
is how the movie kind of just makes fun of him for
It
his
does.
bad design.
It makes fun of him like constantly.
It almost
It's
feels
hilarious.
like an
Well, that's what they do. That's what that's what Marvel movies do in general, though. It's like anytime there's a guy who has like a goofy sounding name or whatever, they'll make fun of him for it. Or if a dude shows up with his costume, they'll make fun of the costume. Like, it's just kind of a Marvel thing to like
I
not
can't wait
want
for
to take their
Wolverine,
own material serious enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Like,
I remember
Watch the
one of the
shows.
comics. I was reading it, and one of the female characters had just gotten a new costume, and one of the other female characters was calling her out for looking like a slut. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, I remember there was like on the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I only realized this when I rewatched it, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Drax called Gamora like a horse at one point in that movie. I'm not joking. Like when like he insults her.
He says something.
Yeah.
He basically calls her a harlot.
Yeah.
Basically.
But yeah, there's I don't know. Those movies are pretty good. I've also watched only one of the live-action MCU series. I'm not going to include Punisher or Daredevil since they're still technically in their own universe. It gets confusing. They tend to use the same actors
Right.
through the multiverses. But
That Punisher movie was good because John Travolta died in that movie.
Oh, I was talking about the show, but yeah.
No. See, here's the thing.
So-
Any movie John Travolta's in where he dies is excellent. Any movie that he's in where he doesn't die that I've seen has been shit. Like, you know, so like if John Travolta dies in that movie, that is a good movie. Like,
Yeah.
Phenomenon, absolutely lovely movie. Loved the crap out of that one. You know,
Yeah.
does Travolta die in that movie? Abso-fucking-lutely.
that musical where he flies off into space at the end with that one girl.
Oh God.
Oh wait, no, that's just Grease.
Yeah. Did he die? No. Okay. Yeah. Well, then it sucked.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways,
So-
I decided.
You ought to
Yeah.
love the original Carrie.
Right.
I've seen both. I mean, I haven't seen the remake. I've only seen the original.
But yeah.
You know.
Which one? There's been like 2 or 3 of them.
You know,
I saw
he played
I
a
don't know,
woman
but-
in that Hairspray remake too, and it was like, oh, and I don't even want to watch that shit.
I've only
I
seen
hated
one of
the
two
original.
movies.
So
Probably the original. But yeah, I remember. Oh yeah. The
Wait,
other-
wait. He
Wait,
dies
that
in Pulp Fiction. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right, Hunger.
I'm telling you, if it's a pattern, if he dies in the movie, it's amazing. And if he doesn't, then it just sucks. like, you know,
But then, where does that leave Sean Bean?
I don't know.
Dude, it's a meme now where basically they know that if Sean Bean's in a movie, that character is going to die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it got to the point where he no longer accepts roles if he knows his character's going to die
Oh,
because it happens to him so often.
All right.
yeah, I think the last notable one that I saw was, well, aside from The Martian, he plays kind of a supporting role, so he survives that one. But before that was Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive. Plays the protagonist's father. And of course,
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, we know the king's gonna die.
Right.
Oh yeah, there was like a. It's funny seeing like anime movies have like big actors in them for like voice actors. It's so rare, but it's like, what was it, Ponyo that has like, what's his name in it?
Liam
the guy
Neeson?
from Fallout. Yeah, the guy
Oh.
from Fallout. The guy
Oh.
who's in Fallout 3, the dad, like him. What was his name? Nicolas Cage, right?
Nicolas Cage.
I think. No, not
I'm pretty
Nicolas
sure.
Cage.
Pretty sure
There-
that game's narrator was Liam Neeson.
Liam
Yeah.
Neeson, that's what I meant. I don't know why I got them
I
mixed up. but
said Liam Neeson, and you just kept going.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I
I
didn't
said-
hear you.
Like the best part about Liam Neeson being in Ponyo is that he's Ponyo's dad, and
Yeah.
and he's trying to get Ponyo back, and he's also the dad in Taken.
Yeah, he's the dad in Taken trying to get his daughter back, and then in Fallout, he's your dad, and you're trying to find him.
So
Yeah.
so I was just like, man, that joke just writes itself. I want to show Liam Neeson. Like, I want to get that scene where Liam Neeson is talking on the phone. It's like he's like I have a certain set of skills and all this, shit. And I just want to have like the scene from Ponyo where Sosuke is on the other end. It's just he's listening to Liam Neeson tell him to give him back his fucking daughter.
Yeah.
Right?
Don Fallout's dad
man.
threatens Sasuke Uchiha, not clickbait.
Right? Yeah.
Because, like, that shit's hilarious. Like, it's just, like, the fact... Because those movies came out almost back-to-back, and it was hilarious. Like, it's just, like... You know...
He's played a dad at least 3 times.
Oh, yeah, no. But, so that was, like, back-to-back roles for him, though. Like, it was super funny.
And let's not forget, he was also Darkman.
Yes, he was Darkman in the first Darkman movie.
Yeah, let's also not...
Sequels are ignored.
I'm pretty sure came out in, like, 2008, so that was also around the same time.
It was the rabbit.
Yeah, because...
Yeah, the rabbit, or whatever it is. He just gets so fucking mad.
Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Shadow the Hedgehog, yeah.
We're getting like every... It's crazy how many like video game movies, stuff like this, are getting like big actors in them. Like first they had Jim Carrey, now they're getting Keanu Reeves, which is funny because I remember the 3 leaks. The 3 leaks that were most popular that people were saying were... They were like, oh, Shadow's either going to be voiced by... Oh, he's going to be voiced by Christian Bale, which I think would have been cool. He's going to be voiced by Keanu Reeves, or he's going to be voiced by... I can't remember the third one, but there was some other third popular person. Oh, Anakin. Anakin's voice actor.
Gosh.
People wanted him for some reason. I'm glad we're getting
Christensen
Keanu Reeves,
or someone else.
Yeah.
I think Keanu Reeves can handle Shadow good. I think
you can almost tell exactly the age ranges of the people who requested each one of those.
Right?
Yeah. The Anakin one is like the boomers. Keanu Reeves is the zoomers, and then the millennials is like the is the Christian Bale one, which is what I wanted actually. But I'm fine with Keanu Reeves too. I think that's funny.
Yeah.
He does a good job in his movies. So
yeah.
I'm not usually one for dream casting or fan casting, but I do have this idea of, let's say there was never an MCU, or they never, or there was this other guy who was an uprunner possibly for the role of Peter Parker Spider-Man in the MCU. His name was Asa Butterfield.
Asa Butterfield. Yep, because he was in Ender's Game.
He was Ender Wiggin. And I was kind of rooting for him.
Yeah.
But I would have, let's say we live in an alternate universe where there's no MCU. I would love to see a Spider-Man movie with Asa Butterfield playing, or John Williams doing the soundtrack, the musical score. An adaptation, a loose adaptation of the Man-Spider arc they did in the cartoon. And also have cameos of a brand new team of X-Men.
Oh my God, Siege! There's a short movie. There's a short movie that just came up on YouTube like a couple weeks ago called The Spider. I think you should check out. It's starring the dude that played Carl from The Walking Dead, but it's basically like it's a horror movie version of Spider-Man.
I think I've seen an advertisement about that actually.
Closest thing to a horror movie of Spider-Man I saw was Web.
Actually,
it's only
few movies that were so bad it was scary and gave me nightmares.
Actually, I saw a video earlier today, and it was talking about a specific Marvel universe where everyth's just fucked up. So, like in this version of the Marvel universe, Peter Parker gets bitten by a spider, and it just gives him like a fatal disease, and he fucking dies, and then Hulk gets gamma radiation. It gives him like huge green tumors instead of turning him into the Hulk.
This is like what would happen in real life.
Yeah, it's basically like the Marvel universe. If it was more realistic, that type of shit. Wolverine dies from adamantium poisoning and fucking just
adamantium poisoning. I wonder where else that happened.
Yeah, well, like it wasn't like it was more gruesome than that though. Like his flesh starts rotting because of the adamantium. Like so he's like looks like a fucking zombie.
So the healing factor doesn't do anything for him.
Right. Yeah. So this is like I said, it was just
no mutants.
It was just like the darkest version of the I think the. I don't know if there just weren't any mutants or if it was it was this thing where they were just going over all these different it's like the Marvel universe except everything's all like more realistic and all fucked up
I was about to say there's speaking of multiverses, they're starting to they're doing some crazy stuff with Deadpool 3. I know that much. Have you seen the trailer for Deadpool 3, the new one?
I've seen it. It's
awesome. They're bringing the Russian from the first Punisher movie. Speaking of that, not the same actor, but
oh my gosh,
the character is in the background.
They tried to get Vinnie Jones back as the Juggernaut, and he turned him down because he said the suit stuck.
Oh man,
yeah.
Like he said, he didn't want to have to wear that shit again, and I don't blame him.
Really hard to wear. Really being sweaty in there. In that 800-pound suit.
Oh no, not that Juggernaut. I'm talking the original one.
Yeah.
The one that got stuck in the fucking ground. Yeah. You know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. He fucking bust out of the ground and shit. Yeah. That's Vinnie Jones.
Yeah.
But he just didn't want to have to wear that suit again, and I don't blame him because it looked like shit.
Yeah.
Well, and they did do Juggernaut in the second Deadpool movie, and they made it.
Yeah, and that's another reason why they didn't need to bring him back.
Juggernaut was so cool in that movie. In Deadpool 2. Deadpool 3 is gonna be crazy. It's gonna have so many characters in it. It's gonna be multiverse stuff. It's gonna be it's gonna be the MCU's first R-rated movie. And honestly, with the way they've been shying away from the way they've actually been making their movies and shows more graphic and mature, I guess makes sense.
Oh, dude, X-Men 97. I know it started slow. And it turned into well, I can't say it started slow because my original complaint was that they were rushing through stories that they should have taken more time on. Yeah. But as the series went on, I began to understand that the reason why they rushed through those stories was so they could get to the real fucking meat.
Right.
It's pretty thick and chewy, and it really makes you pause. The first time ever I've seen / heard an iteration of Hank McCoy while he's just absolutely irate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
And yet he's still as eloquent as ever.
The newest, the latest episodes, the last 3, I'd say. Those it was a major it turned into a different show entirely. It started out it's you're oh hey, it's X-Men 97, it's gonna be a kids show, and then it pivots fast.
You realize the show and the characters grew up along with you over the past 25 years and or 27 years, and it's nothing short of amazing.
Yeah.
Nice. I might watch it.
On a completely unrelated note, something I wanted to bring up, since we all love censorship a whole lot.
Oh yeah.
Stellar Blade released, and it got a sneaky one-day patch mandated by Sony because they moved their headquarters to California, and they just seem to hate actually pretty people as protagonists. And since they couldn't get them to make the protagonist ugly, they decided to nerf a whole lot of the quote-unquote appeal of many of the outfits.
That's good.
Can't you just not download the patch?
Yeah, you disconnect your PS5 from the internet,
Yes,
unplug it,
discontinue your internet.
and just install it from the disk and play through it. And then, if you want to use any of the upcoming free DLC, or there's some extra minor feature tweaks that you can access after the first patch is out. But there's also like the day one DLC freebie stuff, or well, not day one DLC. Yeah, can't talk today. The pre-order bonus stuff is locked behind the patch.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's
kind of like if you want to play it the way they intended, you have to not download the patch. But good news, there's already a massive petition that's some 20,000 signatures long, and the entire effort to get Sony and Shift Up's attention regarding the controversy and the fact that we want to have highly attractive females in our games and not have their costumes censored. This guy by the name of Grums, who his big claim to fame is basically petitioning Blizzard to bring back the original Warcraft. And his method includes getting over 100,000 signatures just through change.org, but to have it physically printed and sent to the offices of the publisher and the developer. And also telling people to cancel their PlayStation Plus subscriptions. Put the reason for it being the censorship of Stellar Blade.
Yeah.
And also encouraging people to track down physical copies of the game if they want to play it, and discouraging anyone getting the digital version.
That sounds like a good idea. That's what I usually do for games that have stupid day one updates. They aren't that often, but I've seen it happen before, so yeah. I hope your game is fixed. The petition.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you don't just have to hope for it. You can sign the petition yourself. I posted it in just general, I think.
Okay.
And I wrote a little ditty about it.
Yeah, I saw that. I might sign it because, I mean,
Do it, please.
I don't have, I don't know if I'll play Stellar Blade, but I'll still sign that because I hate censorship in PS5 games. I think it's so stupid.
Right.
I know I mainly play on my PC and Switch these days, but
I personally bought the game because it had been on my radar since I saw its probably second trailer. It looked like a sci-fi Devil May Cry type of game. It's only a little bit like that. Got a touch of Devil May Cry / Bayonetta style. I've heard it's got a bit of Sekiro type up in it. There's a little bit of Dark Souls elements in it too. It's the combat. The game itself is really very much its own thing. Kind of takes a whole lot of those popular elements of those games and just kind of purees it into its own unique little milkshake. Kind of like what Marvel does with its MCU movies.
Yeah, I like that actually. I was gonna say, is it a PS5 exclusive or is it also on?
Yes.
Oh, that sucks.
I was gonna say, because if it's on Switch, dude, it's uncensored.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
the Nintendo console has uncensored games, but the Sony console doesn't. Back in the 90s, Sony used to be known for violent games.
Right.
Nintendo was the kid console. Oh, how the tables have turned.
Yeah, I think.
I think a lot of politics.
Yeah, I think Nintendo kind of got misnomered as the kid console a little bit because they censored the first Mortal Kombat game when it came out on the Super NES. But a lot of people forget that the Mortal Kombat games that came out after that on the SNES were completely uncensored.
Yeah. A lot of
there's even Doom.
Yeah, Doom as well. I was going to say, I acknowledge that because I've played a lot of those games as a kid on my Nintendo consoles at some point. Just because my parents thought they were kids' games because they were for Nintendo.
Right.
That was the advantage I had, though, as a kid, was since they were advertised as a kid's console, my parents would just get me any game that said Nintendo on it. Yeah. So. And
then the ESRB happened.
Yeah.
Everything changed when the ESRB nation attacked.
Yeah. Then then it's like, oh wait, this game.
And then parents just
on it? I
stop
can buy
looking
it.
at those as well.
Right.
I need to get my 12-year-old kids Call of Duty. That's the game for them.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. You go on games like Call of Duty, and on the weekend it's all fucking kids playing, and then you go on on Pokemon and it's all adults.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably
turntable situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope the game gets uncensored. Then I'll play it because I mean that sounds like a really cool mix of things, and the art style looks nice from what you showed, like the anime art style.
The game is gorgeous.
The 3D model for the heroine is actually based off of the actor that played her.
Oh, nice.
So, or the actress that played her, excuse me. So, like, she's based on a real person. So these people who are trying to shame her and say that she's too sexy, they're talking about a real fucking human being who's just had a character modeled after her. So so who's body shaming now, huh? You know,
right?
Right. Yeah, what I can't wait is if I overhear somebody who's an obvious leftist trying to shame this game, or just having a conversation about this kind of thing. I'll just say, you sound so much and so worse than those 90s conservatives, and just walk away. They can possibly feel a little chagrin.
Yeah.
It's this cyclical thing that just happens.
Yeah, because conservatives used to talk like that too. Oh, you put some clothes on her. So
yeah, now it's just stupid.
Now it's make her uglier, flatten her chest. She needs to look like a lesbian. Make her a lesbian. It's like, now make her trans.
That South Park special about Kathleen Kennedy.
Now make her uglier.
The chicken it, make it gay.
What do you want from us?
It's just
She can't be prettier than me.
Yeah. Make her an alien. Make her from the planet.
Aliens.
You said it wrong, Hunger.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say speaking of aliens, I watched the only Marvel show I've watched was, aside from the Netflix ones, is Secret Invasion yesterday or earlier today. I watched that. Sat down, watched the whole thing, and but I don't know, it wasn't bad. I actually enjoyed it. I know it has some really weird, I wouldn't say plot holes, but it has some really weird things in it that you have to like.
That'd be a fun story to write. Write a story about aliens who are trying to drive Earth's birth rate down to 0 by promoting feminist and agendas and shit.
Oh my god, no!
Yeah. I mean,
it's like, and when the humans stop reproducing, we will take over. It's just.
When the humans stop reproducing, I can't do it. That's terrible. I was trying to do an Invader Zim voice.
Oh man, yeah, and then you have like the freaking protagonist just be like this freaking macho man who just wants to bang all the chicks.
Okay, Aquan, not gonna lie, when you were Aquan, when you were trying to do that voice, I thought you were somebody else.
Oh no.
What? Oh.
Like, I thought somebody else joined the chat trying to talk, but they was just you trying to do an Invader Zim impression.
Yeah, that's something. I was gonna say that. Have you guys seen the Secret Wars mini series?
No, not really. I've been trying to avoid all the.
I meant Secret Invasion. Secret Wars isn't going to be for 3 years apparently, according to leaks. We're going to get an Avengers movie called Secret Wars, according to leaks, and not just that, but the whole next Marvel movie lineup has been leaked of stuff they have planned. And I mean, they've done this before.
It's happened before, and then half of it doesn't happen. So
I hope they don't cancel. Okay,
I've learned to ignore that shit.
Because the thing is, like a lot of these leaks, a lot of these leaks are done by the studios because people don't like. I mean, some people don't like being surprised, and so they like actually knowing what they're going into. And so these studios will put out leaks. Like, the entire plot of Deadpool 3 is literally out there online, and the only thing that we do not know is what the end credits scene is. But you can find it online. But that's the thing. They'll tell you everything but that little end credits thing to try to get you to draw to the theater anyway. Even though you know the entire plot of the rest of the film, you don't know that little bit. That's just enough to get you to go to the theater.
I just hope that I haven't already been spoiled by all the cameos, and I hope that the trailers don't do that.
Honestly, the trailers have not been giving away a lot, really.
And I can assure you that no matter what the trailers show you, or however many cameos the trailer shows you, there's still going to be some surprises in the actual film.
Yeah,
or at least there'll be somebody that you'll hear about a week or two before the fucking movie comes out. That everybody will be like, "Oh my god, this person's in the Deadpool movie," because nobody knows how to keep their fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, I was walking up the steps to see Endgame, and it was only the second showing of the day, and people are saying, "Oh yeah," when he said Bucky, I was like, "Oh my god!" And it's like, dude, can you have no consideration for other people about to go see the same movie that you've seen?
Yeah, I hate that crap.
Like, I'm reminded of that one fucking thing from Simpsons where, like, they're walking out of Return of the Jedi, or what is it, the fucking Empire Strikes Back. He's like, I didn't know that Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father, and everybody in the line's like, oh.
Right. But yeah, no, there was a
Star Wars. It turns out George Lucas might be returning to the franchise.
Yeah.
That rumor's been piping up again.
So I actually watched a old interview with Mark Hamill, and he was talking about when he found out that Darth Vader was Luke's father. Because he was saying that with the first movie, they didn't give a shit. Like he said that they didn't tell him not to share the script. He was like showing it to people, and they were showing it to more people. Like, and he's like, "Isn't this just the silliest thing?" And they're like, "Yeah, this is pretty funny." And then like by the time they got into like the later movies, they started. He said they took me into a room, and they sat me down, and they said, "All right, I'm about to tell you something. George knows, and I know, and now you're going to know. And if anybody else finds out, we're going to know that it came from you." And then they told him,
just before they shot that scene.
Yeah, I think so. So it's like, but yeah,
Yeah, because in the script itself, it was supposed to be like, he says something like, "You killed my father," and he said something different. I forget exactly what it was, but it wasn't.
Original line was, "Obi-Wan killed your father."
Right? Yeah, Obi-Wan killed your father, and anyway. So that was what they wrote in the. Well, they shot a fake scene because they were going to have James Earl Jones dub over Darth Vader's voice later on anyway. So they just had placeholder lines in there, and then they edited them out and had James Earl Jones do the voice for Vader like he normally does. But it was beautiful because they only had to have like one actor that knew what was going on, and they had to tell him what was actually going on so that he could get the acting right, like. So yeah. But it's pretty great though. Yeah. But yeah, so everybody else on set thought that the big revelation was that Obi-Wan killed his father, but it ended up being something else. Yeah.
Oh wow. This isn't spoilers, but I was looking into the movies. That are upcoming, and the ones we know about already for sure, like Captain America: Brave New World. That one's gonna apparently have a character from Hulk in it, like the first MCU Hulk movie.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
The leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be the villain for the Thunderbolts movie.
Well, I was gonna say, I hope
No,
so.
Thunderbolts movies villain's gonna be Sentry.
I was about to say Thunderbolts is one of the movies on here. I really can't wait for that because I didn't know what that was until. What's funny about that actually is I was like, just a couple of years ago, I said, you know, what would be cool if Marvel made their own version of Suicide Squad, and that's what
Jeez. Oh no.
So yeah.
Like, don't you know comic books by now and how they constantly rip each other off to the point of like fucking parody?
Right. I know they rip each other off. I just didn't expect that to be the case, but it's gonna have all these characters in it. Most of them from the current phase. Most of them are new, but obviously Bucky's gonna be there. Winter Soldier, Taskmaster, all those.
It's basically all the bad guys are like all of the anti-heroes from like the Winter Soldier, from it's Ghost, and then it's like all of the Black Widow villains. So like Taskmaster, Red Guardian, the new Black Widow.
The Red Guardian was funny.
Yeah, Taskmaster is a great character. I was watching a thing the other day about how Taskmaster, like his least favorite characters in the Marvel universe to fight are Deadpool and Moon Knight.
Yeah,
because Moon Knight's fucking crazy and he doesn't block anything.
And he'll take a hit and he'll be like, "Hit me."
He just takes hits, and so Taskmaster's like, I'd be suicidal to try and imitate that. And then Deadpool, he can't predict a damn thing Deadpool's gonna do. So, you know,
yeah. He's crazy.
Yeah, because he's crazy, but like he'll also like do weird shit, like, you know, he'll fucking like let his arm get chopped off and then like freaking attack you with his severed arm and shit. And it's like, you know,
honestly, the way I like to see it,
you know,
and I only say this because the characters are somewhat similar. At least their personalities are. He's basically if Tony Stark had a healing factor, it would be pretty similar.
Yeah, but
if you don't think about it on surface value, but Tony Stark and Deadpool aren't exactly the same. They have different philosophies and everything, but they're still pretty similar. I don't know. So their sense of humor is definitely similar.
Well,
to each other.
The thing with Deadpool is that Deadpool constantly breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah,
which is what makes his humor so unique. You know, like, but he has all this all these very meta jokes, you know, like the first Deadpool movie where they're talking about making him into a hero, and he's like, "Don't make the suit green or animated." You know, it's referencing that Green Lantern movie, and then like at the end of the second one where he gets the time travel gizmo from Cable, he freaking zaps himself back in time and kills Ryan Reynolds before he can star in Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Or welcome, Canada.
Right. It's like, you know. But yeah, like, you know, just shit like that, you know, like the scene from he pops into that scene from X-Men Origins Wolverine. Just, you know, kills the Deadpool from that movie, like, you know. But yeah, it's just. But yeah, just it's the scene where he can't kill baby Hitler. Speaking of
my buddy Cable to come here, he loves killing kids.
Speaking of not killing baby Hitler, so I saw this thing and it was talking about Thanos, right? And basically, it's this thing where it's this story where Thanos just keeps showing up on this guy's birthday every year and fucking with him, like he's a baby, and Thanos comes in and he steals his baby blanket, you know, and like it just keeps escalating from there, like it's like his 27th birthday, and the guy's like, you know, and Thanos is peeking over the guy's cubicle at him, and he's like, "What did you do this time? Get me fired?" And he's like, "No, that was just bad luck. I killed your cat." You know, anyway, so like it finally gets to like the guy's 45th birthday, and Thanos walks into his house, and he's like, "Listen, I finally figured out why you're doing this to me," and he's like, "I don't care," and then he floods the guy's house with water. And so the reader never gets to find out.
That's funny.
You know, so it's just
reminds me of that Dark Side in Your Home thing that I read off a while back.
But yeah, like, you know, like he killed the guy's entire family one year, and like there was a birthday that he missed because he was fighting with the Avengers at the time. So he like showed up later and like, you know, like sucked the guy's house into a black hole or some shit. Like, you know, just, you know. But yeah, it like showed like just all the fucked up shit that Thanos did to this guy on his birthday. Like, you know, he was having a party one year and like he poisoned all the guests. You know,
yeah,
you know, spiked the punch. You know, you know, just like,
Thought I hated my birthday.
oh man, yeah, no, it's just funny. Like, you know, like, but also like really dark, you know, like just.
Man, what is with fucking Marvel villains and like torturing random fucking people on their birthdays?
Yeah,
because that's because that's Sabretooth's whole thing with Wolverine.
Yeah,
too.
Sabretooth does it to Logan, but like, you know. But yeah, like the Thanos thing, I was just like, what the fuck is it? Like, is he getting revenge for something that happened in a parallel universe or something? Like he was like he had this guy and he just fucking killed him, and then he's like, I'm gonna wait till he gets reincarnated and then come after him again. So, I don't know, like, just that's wild, you know.
If you want to know crazy characters that Marvel writes, it's when they do some of the Carnage comics.
It's just like, why did he pick this one guy just to fuck with?
Yeah, that one was dark. But have you read the Carnage, the comic where Carnage like takes over that entire town?
Yeah,
yeah, that one was good. But that's probably one of Marvel's darkest like comics, I think, because it's got it gets pretty like gruesome.
Yeah, that one Marvel universe that I was talking about, that where everything's just all realistic and fucked up.
There were actually some panels. Oh wait, yeah, I need to read that one. I think I know a bit about it.
But yeah, like, just
yeah, some of the panels actually made me kind of sick, and the one I mentioned, because the way they drew some of those scenes, they made it look really like just overly just grotesque.
Oh yeah, in that effed up Marvel universe one, Mystique has multiple personalities, and she ends up like driving herself as insane, and her brain explodes. Like,
whoa.
Yeah, like
brain exploded.
Black
Bolt.
It's just, but yeah, just you know, stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what they do with.
I still count Black Bolt's death as one of the best fucking death scenes in a Marvel movie.
It is.
Right.
Because it's just so fucking stupid.
Yeah, his head just like
what mouth?
It's still a PG-13 movie, so like with the way they made his head explode, his head like basically imploded instead. Like it still looks really surprisingly gross. Like I actually got that scene in that movie really surprised me, because Disney usually doesn't allow stuff like that in their MCU movies.
Her getting bifurcated by her own shield, that was brutal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How about Reed Richards being fucking turned to spaghetti? that was funny, but that was also like,
just put him through the meat grinder.
Yeah, like I know he can stretch and everything, but
well, and some people were like, "Oh yeah, he can come back from that," you know, like,
I feel like it's disintegrated.
No, if he was one fucking piece, he could come back from it.
Yeah,
well, no, like some people said, some people were saying that basically his body works like Play-Doh, and that he could just put himself back together after that shit. Like apparently there's some comic continuity or something where he does something similar, but it's like
he's not plastic, man.
This version of these characters were so weak. Even the Charles Xavier in that movie was underwhelming in terms of strength. I mean, he was probably the strongest out of the Illuminati, but he still holds nothing to the Charles Xavier of the Fox universe. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Unless Logan's not canon. I know
Logan's
that
makes me wonder.
What if movie? That's the way I see it, because it's.
Oh, it's definitely
honestly,
canon.
So I know the MCU is currently in like the year of 2026 or something, and Logan takes place around that same time. So I know it's in a different universe, but they could. Yeah, I don't know. This is just a theory that I have, but in the trailer, there's like a thing where, and I doubt Wolverine was talking to Deadpool when he said this. I mean, he could have been, but when he says that then he says, "I'm no hero, kid." This is just a theory that he was talking to X-23, like, you know, the girl with the kid in that movie, that she got sent to their universe after Wolverine died, and I don't know, maybe they're trying to stop Wolverine from dying. What's most likely the scenario for this movie, because obviously the TVA is having him stop some bad incursion from happening in the future. I'm thinking it's probably going to have something to do with Kang the Conqueror.
Well, no, because they decided to get rid of the Kang shit.
Like getting legal trouble.
Well,
that's still in flux. Longer.
No.
Well, the bald psychic that they show in the trailers is Cassandra Nova. And she was rumored to be the main villain of the movie.
That's
for a while.
I hope so. That'd be a cool villain.
But yeah,
I mean, it's kind of cool that they introduced her, or like they brought her into the Deadpool movie, and even though like the X-Men animated series right now, like Cassandra Nova should be the main villain of this story arc that they're doing, but I hated the way they did that, or her character in the comics, because she's basically like a rejected fetus that like grew a body from like cells in like a sewer wall, and it was fucking dumb. It was dumb and gross, and it was like the way that they did it in the movie. It's just like she's just a variant of Charles Xavier.
Yeah,
like I like that better. Like I like that idea a lot better.
Same.
But yeah,
I thought she was supposed to be sort of
sounds like something from Isaac.
She was supposed to be Xavier's twin, that he had a battle with her in utero.
I don't know. But yeah, the Kang thing, I heard that they got rid of the actor, and I kept hearing that they were scrapping the whole thing, and they weren't going to use Kang anymore in the thing. And they're like, oh, people didn't really respond well to Kang. And it's like, no, you're just trying to get out of changing actors. But
yeah,
they've changed actors before, so it's not going to kill them.
And they've actually been saying that they're already in talks with. I forget who the hell it was, but they've already said that they're in talks with the guy who's going to be replacing him. Yeah. So they're still going to keep Kang.
Dynasty is supposed to be the 5th Avengers movie.
Yeah, because
it's more about the fact that, like, with all of the plans that they've set in motion, like they literally had this mapped out years ago, and to deviate from it at this point would mean having to scrap years of fucking work.
Right.
The thing is, after watching,
and so they're not going to try to scrap that. They're going to try to salvage as much of it as they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, Kang is all about parallel universes anyway, and most of the time, like, when you have the Council of Kangs and all that stuff, they all look completely fucking different from each other anyway, and some are even different genders and shit, so it's like...
That's what I was going to say, I hope they do that.
Because when they had the big gathering of Kangs at the end of that movie, they were all the same guy, and I was like, that's not great.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, we've already had like 3 different actors play Spider-Man.
right?
Like, I don't see why it wouldn't be a crazy fucking thing to have like 20 different people playing fucking Kang and like the Council of Kangs.
Well, like that's what I'm saying is that they normally do in the comics. Like the Kangs all look different, you know.
I feel like they might do that, and the reason why is because the Kang Dynasty movie is not rumored. The leaked, the planned Avengers 5 is not supposed to come out till like 2027. So we have plenty of time to get like actors and stuff. I would think that would be cool because I did think it was lazy at the ending of Ant-Man to have the same actor just multiplied. I thought he was a cool character. I actually liked him a lot more than MODOK. I thought he was the good villain of that. I think he was the selling point of that movie, King the Conqueror, because I actually thought he was a cool villain. I just, I guess Marvel was trying to use the excuse that people didn't like Ant-Man 3 that much because of CGI with like MODOK and some of the other things I noticed, like those moving houses, like.
The problem was that they cut corners on the fucking CGI for these movies, and it made them look tacky as fuck.
Yeah, unless you're Guardians 3 or Multiverse of Madness, or basically
go back and watch Black Widow, and that whole fucking scene with the plane crash where they're coming down from that was ridiculous.
Yeah, I watched that movie. I still liked it. Okay, the thing I've had, even Ant-Man 3 I enjoyed. I thought it was fun to watch, but what Phase 4, in my opinion, has felt like, it's felt like a mix of gritty, like more DC-like movies like Guardians 3, Multiverse of Madness, stuff like that. Fan service like Spider-Man 3, and then like their Spider-Man 3, not ours. Or not the original Spider-Man 3, but you know what I mean. And then there's the movies like Black Widow, Ant-Man 3, Thor 4, where they have like cheesy lines, they have bad CGI at some parts, but it's funny to me. The CGI looks funny. It makes it feel, I don't know if it's just me coping, but it kind of feels like I'm watching but it makes it feel like I'm watching a comic book, if that makes any sense. Because it's like, comic books, at least in like the 90s and 80s and 70s, they were really goofy, right? Like they were never serious. Like the original Batman show, like everyone knows Batman, like modern Batman, for being so dark and gritty, but the original Batman from like the 60s or 70s, like he was like, that show was cheesy, like it was funny.
Right, but the thing is, Batman in the comics has been through a lot of different modes, like because the original Batman comics were way earlier than that, but the original Batman comics, you know, he had a lot of dark stuff, but they had that really campy Batman series with Adam West and Burt Ward, you know, and then.
That was because during the 70s, the Comics Code Authority came into play, and they couldn't have a violent Batman anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so, you know, it was just something
where... I was more
where...
referring to, like, that era of Batman where he became cheesy, so I guess he wasn't at first. I know Batman's always been a really cool... He's one of my favorite, like, comic book heroes.
Right, because the Comics Code Authority didn't really dissolve until... comic book companies started doing some hard-hitting, true-to-life stories where they intentionally disregarded the Comics Code Authority, and then those books did really well.
Yeah,
you know, because they had stories that focused on themes like addiction and stuff like that. You know, and you know, comic book fans
very special issue of Green Arrow.
Yeah, but you know, comic book fans were starved for that type of thing because they weren't getting anything but hokey crap out of the comics of that era. And so when these things came along and we're like, hey, we're doing some different shit here, everyone was like, oh, hey, we like this, you know. And so, like, if you look at like comics from like the 90s and stuff, like right after that, you know, you start seeing stuff where it's like, you know, Fantastic Four, oh, mommy and daddy are fighting again, you know, and freaking, you get, you know, just everybody having these interpersonal drama spats, you know, like, you know, like, oh, Psylocke's got that new outfit, isn't she a slut? You know, like, you know, that type of shit, you know.
Oh no, that was Sue Storm in the 90s.
Yeah, but no, there was I think there was an X-Men comic where Psylocke was on the roster and she had just gotten a new costume, and somebody said something like, you look at her strutting around here in that "I want sex" outfit or something like that. I think that was like the actual line, is something more similar to that. But yeah, just so. But yeah, they had more of that type of interpersonal drama and relationships and whatnot. Because X-Men has always had a roster that rotated relatively frequently, but except for the very, very beginning, because the 5 main characters on the X-Men and Professor X were always kind of staple parts of the roster for quite a while, and then they sort of moved on after a while and started adding and removing characters from the roster to keep things fresh. But it became more, as we got into the 90s, it started becoming more about people entering and leaving the team more for personal reasons, because of relationship reasons or things like that. Oh, I hate that guy, he's a dick, I'm leaving the team. Or
speaking of leaving the team,
I
think I'm gonna call it a night.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
All right.
But
Good night.
like I said, they had a lot of that type of thing going on there. When the original X-Men animated series came out in 1997. There was actually one issue of the comic that skyrocketed in value almost overnight, because it was the only issue where the roster was the exact same roster as the one on the animated series at the time. Because they hadn't had that same roster before that issue or since, because that's how often the roster changed. Even over the course of one issue, the roster completely changes. So anyway, But yeah, I think it's probably a good time to go ahead and end the stream. But I want to thank everybody so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. We'll be back to cast more pods next week, so look forward to that. And of course, as always, I do hope everybody has a great day. Bye-bye. There we go.
Nice. Yeah, I think that I haven't read a lot of comics, so